of gaining headway. I won't really say we're really that much under pressure. We know what is within our camp, and we'll continue working to prove the team. Almost half our roster has kind of changed from last season. A lot of debutants, a lot of things to work on, and we're not lost to this fact. But there's always been encouraging signs, even as despite the loss, we're having encouraging signs. We have 4 bonus points from negative results. I think it would be good to start getting points on the negative side of the table. I mean, today, if all goes well, we'll jump 2 places. And at the end of the day, it's about staying within the race and staying within touch and hoping that we can turn the corner very quickly.
Why do you think the game will be won and lost against Oilers?
It's down to basics for me. It's always been down to basics, and I think just being able to keep the concentration for 80 minutes. The scrums and learners also will be a huge factor, but at the end of the day, for me, I think it will be down to basics. Yeah.
Coach, all the best. Thank you.
All right, you've heard it from the 2 coaches, Gibson Weru and John Bai there, on what they expect will be a very fiercely contested contest here. The 2 teams in the tunnel are about to come out. Strathmore in the blue kit, Menengai Oilers in their home kit of yellow, black and yellow socks. So this is what you'd call a relegation 6-pointer. A lot at stake. If this was a football game, it's a 6-pointer, but I don't know how I would put it in terms of rugby, as the 2 teams come to the center of the pitch, ready to get things underway here. It's baking hot in the central Rift Valley, home of the former Kenya Cup champions, Nakuru RFC. In your picture there, you can see Strathmore with one final prayer, and the Menengai Oilers with also a final prayer before the game gets underway. So here's the team sheet for the home team, Menengai Oilers. Gibson Kagiri starts in at 1. Lucas Obara, James Njenga, Philip O'Or. Okay, I think we have the wrong lineup there. The Menengai Oilers lineup: Rashid Chimoka, Hilary Malwegi, Vincent Wekali, Crispin Shitindo, Brian Dirangu, Nixon Ocheng, Clinton Odhiambo, Aziz Anan, Andrew Odero, Moses Arara, Bildad Ogeta, Eman Okwako, Austin Sikuta, Derek Mbarire and Derek Kyoga. And on the Leo side, we do have Arnold Omolo, Clinton Imbuye, Wanjala James, Austin Boya, Fanuel Aduda, Barnabas Owor, Philemon Oleng, Bethel Anami, Arnold Mwita, Opal Lucas, Albert Obura, Wiseman Aganya, Walter Oteku, Alex Maina, and Andrew Matoke. And we do have kickoff of match day 7 here at the Nakuru Athletic Club, live on Bamba Sport, match day 7. And Menengai Oilers is already getting a feel of the ball here. And Derek Kyoga with a long punt downfield. It's fielded very well there by the Strathmore Leos. And Strathmore Leos fullback there, Alex Andrew Matoke, just slipped and fell. And they lose the ball again. And it will be a knock-on from the Strathmore Leos. Remember, it's a battle between 10th and 12th place in the standings. The Leos on 6 points. No, Menengai Oilers on 6 points, and Strathmore Leos with 3 points and bottom of the table with no wins so far this season. So Andrew Odero for the Oilers to feed this ball into the scrum. Oilers playing from left to right, and Leos playing from right to left. Oilers now on the attack here. Here comes man in jersey number 12. Eman Okwako tries to carry the ball hard and strong into the midfield. Odero again. Wasn't the best of passes, but it finds Mbarire. Takes the ball into contact. And the referee, Godwin Karuga, who is our center referee, penalizes the Oilers there for an infringement at the breakdown. And what options do the Leos have here? Do they go, actually opted to go for the sticks, they opted to go for a penalty. It's a must-win game for the Leos, remember. Haven't won a game this season. 6 out of 6 losses. Had an encouraging performance against Mwamba last week, but they lost by 47 points to 25. And it's a case of now winning matches against the teams in the bottom half of the table for the Leos, who remember were in the Kenya Cup playoffs last season. Andrew Matoke, the fullback, with this penalty attempt after 2 minutes here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Matoke's kick, not the best of kicks, and it does go out. Doesn't find and it's a missed kick there from the Leos. So it will be a 22-meter dropout for Menengai Oilers. And they do get a dropout, but it's a poor dropout there. Fielded very well there by the man in jersey 14, Alex Maina. And it will be a line-out throw to the Leos, who are without Harold Anduvate, who's joined up with the Kenya 7 squad. What can the Leos do now? Remember, they're chasing a second win of the season. Good play coming in from the Oilers here, taking the ball into the backs. Good play coming in there from Austin Sikuta. Odero, quick at the breakdown, flings out the pass there to Clinton Odhiambo. Moses Arara, and it's a punt downfield. It's a grabber kick, but well fielded there by Andrew Matoke. Matoke just boots the ball back into Oilers territory. That ball go out, will it go dead? It will be a 22-meter dropout for the Oilers. Oilers win this season came against Harlequins early in the season, where they beat Harlequins by 14 points to 6. But since then, Oilers yet to register any other win. Remember, they lost last week to the league leaders Cabras 41 points to 5 at the Kakamega Showground, as Strathmore Leos lost to Mwamba. So Derek Kyoga with a 22-meter dropout, fielded very well there by Alex Maina. Now what can Maina do? Maina tries to beat one defender. Man in jersey number 6 there is Barnabas Owor, carries the ball hard and strong. Arnold Muita. Muita now finds Austin Boya. Boya takes the ball into contact, finds Muita again. Muita finds Walter Oteku. Oteku now gives the ball to Bethel Anami. Anami finds the ball now to Clinton Imbuye, and that ball has gone out. Good piece of face of play coming in from the Leos there. Going on ball to hand. And the man there in the picture is Albert Obura, the Strathmore Leos winger. Leos have lost a huge chunk of players in the last couple of seasons. It's very much a new look team. Remember, the Leo side were in the Kenya Cup final in 2012. They lost to Nakuru RFC. Actually, 2013, lost to Nakuru RFC in 2013. And they had the likes of Tony Onyango, Tony Owor, Eric Kyoko. And it's a rebuilding season for the Leos, who, remember, were in the Kenya Cup playoffs last season. They finished 6th. So it's a scrum put in there by Andrew Odero. It's a good scrum from the Oilers. Feeds it now to Moses Arara. Arara now finds Derek Kyoga, who is a danger man here. And he shrugs off one defender. Tries to shrug off a second one. Thought should have passed out that ball much earlier. And it's Andrew Odero with a box kick. Does he find touch? No, he doesn't. It finds Alex Maina. Maina with a huge punt downfield. Fielded very well there by this man again, Derek Kyoga. Kyoga now tries to look for kick, but it's well fielded there by the man in jersey number 11, Albert Obura. Obura tried to play in Lucas Opal there, but once again the pass, bit of miscommunication between the two Strathmore players. That pass gone into hand, probably we could have been talking about A 5-pointer for the Leos. Good counter-attacking play coming in from them. It was a bad kick there by Derek Yoga. Didn't find touch. And now the Strathmore Leos do have a line-out throw to be taken by Clinton Mbuye. Mbuye finds Austin Boya. Boya finds Arnold Mwita. Strathmore Leos now on the attack now. Arnold Mwita. Good passing coming in here. Here comes Alberto Bura. Takes the ball into contact. Drags in two defenders. Can the Leos now try and get something out of this here? They've had a decent spell of possession. Must make it count. And they lose that ball there at the breakdown to the Oilers. But once again, it's fielded very well by Arnold Mwita. Mwita finds Anami. Anami finds man in jersey number 13, Walter Oteku. Oteku goes into contact. And the Leos trying to probe and pass, looking for gaps here. What can they do? That's Bethel Anami goes into contact. Now, the Leos on the attack again. Fano Laduda goes into contact. It's Strathmore Leos trying to building some few phases here, and they're attacking the Oilers line. Much better play coming in from the Leos. They need to protect the ball at the base of the scrum. Clinton Mbuyo having a go here. They're a couple of meters away from the Oilers try line. And they spilled the ball there, but it's still held by the Leos. Now, what can they do? It's all Leos here. And the referee's arm is out for an advantage. Oilers on the attack here. A bit of composure will be needed. Strathmore Leos hot on the attack. And a knock on there from the Leos just as they were approaching the try line. And what a missed opportunity for the Leos. The referee has actually said he was playing advantage and it will be Strathmore Leos ball. I thought that the Leos had committed an infringement and they've opted to go for penalty. Joining me in commentary, for those of you who don't know me, I'm William. My name is William Juguna, and joining me in commentary right now is Michael Kwambo. Mike, karibu sana.
Thank you very much, William. The action here continuing at the RFU ground, and indeed, Happy New Year to you, William.
Nakuru Athletic.
At the Nakuru Athletic Club. We've done our past 3 matches at the RFU ground. The penalty attempt is successful. It is the Strathmore Leos going 3-0 up against the host Menengai Oilers here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Thank you very much, William, for the correction. That penalty drilled over the sticks by the man in shirt number 9, Andrew Adero. Remember the Strathmore Leos, I'm sure, as William has already informed you much earlier, sitting bottom of the Kenya Cup standings. 6 defeats from 6 outings. This from a side who were promoted to the Kenya Cup in 2008, reached the Kenya Cup final against Nakuru in 2013, but have since been on a downward spiral. But they've started this match rather brightly. Big question is, will they be able to sustain this momentum as we continue? Godwin Karuga calls the handling error, and the advantage swings the way of the Oilers. The Oilers are sitting 10th on the log in their maiden season in the Kenya Cup. They have won 1 of their 6 matches to date, and that was a 14-8 win over Kenya Harlequins, a surprise win for that matter. That was on match day 2 on the 24th of November 2018. We just caught a shot there, referee Godwin Karuga, as Arnold Mwita feeds it in, but it is the Oilers in possession, the Leos defending furiously, just making life difficult for the Oilers. In our picture there, Godwin Karuga has been a match official since 1999, celebrating his 20th year as a match official. Long standing servant of the game. Before that, he played for Impala. He was a front row, played as a hooker. The ball is claimed by the Leos. Just driving forward there, that was Arnold Omolo, but dispossessed of possession by Nixon Ochieng. That was risky from the Oilers. They lose possession. But once again, securing it. Looking to attack in faces. That was Aziz Anan finding his way to the floor. The ball once again presented for Andrew Adero. The distribution out wide to Derek Keoga. Both sides coached by former Kenya Sevens internationals. The Oilers in the yellow and black strip, coached by former Kenya Sevens vice captain Gibson Weru, while John Mbai is the man in charge of the Strathmore Leos. Both had illustrious careers as players. It is the Oilers just building up, finding themselves in a rhythm. This is Keoga. Does he have men in support? Yes, he does. That seemed to have been a wayward pass, and yes, possession has been turned over. That is Austin Odwar. Arnold Mwita. A handling error there. What is going to happen? What will Godwin Karuga call?
Bit of handling errors from both sides as they are hot on attack. Very scrappy play coming in from both teams. And advantage swings to Strathmore. Derek Yoga had made a very good break there, but the handling errors from the Oilers really stopping that attack dead on its tracks, as Oilers now get the penalty. And it will be advantage to the Strathmore Leos. 14 minutes gone here at the Nakuru Athletic Club, match day 7 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. Coming up at 4 p.m, we do have a blockbuster of an encounter between Nakuru RFC, top friend Nakuru, against Menengai Cream Homeboys. And on the pitch right now, for those of you who have just joined us, it's Strathmore Leos, the visitors, taking on Menengai Oilers. Menengai Oilers in the yellow and black, playing from left to right, as Strathmore Leos playing from right to left.
That was Messi in the line-out throw from the Strathmore Leos. They lose possession. Once again, handing the Oilers another opportunity to build up and get points on the board. The box kick from Andrew Odero, who's there on the chase, known as the ball is claimed by Alex Minor. Just looking to straighten his running lines. That pass looks to have gone forward, but it doesn't matter. This is Albert Obura. Goes down under that tackle, but does well to present that ball. That is Andrew Matoke. This is good continuity coming through from the Leos. Playing with their tails up in this one. But they're still yet to register a win in this season's Kenya Cup. 6 defeats from 6 outings. This from a side who reached the Kenya Cup final in 2013 against Nakuru, losing that final by 39 points to 3. And that is Bethel Anami. Goes down under that heavy tackle, but does well to present the ball. Barnabas Owor, the latest ball carrier, and this is Clinton Imbuye. He's going to race clear to the try line. The game's opening try, extending the lead for the Leos, 8-0 with the conversion to come.
Excellent try there from Clinton Imbuye. Just picked the ball from the base of that rock and was able to shrug away 2 defenders. Good continuity play coming in from the Strathmore Leos, and good feet there from the hooker. Good burst of speed and good feet there. Was able to sidestep 1 or 2 defenders on his way to the try line. And Strathmore Leos do get the opening try of this encounter. That takes the score now to 8-0. With the conversion kick to come by from Lucas Opal. conversion kick is successful, so Strathmore Leos lead here by 10 points to 0. From the 1-2 forwards that they've had into Oilers territory, they've been able to maximize those opportunities, and they lead 10-0, but early days yet, as we've only played 17 minutes of this encounter.
The Strathmore Leos off to a flying start here in Nakuru. 6 matches they have gone without victory. They're looking to end that losing streak. And there we can see Clinton Imbuye had a clear line through which he ran. And there was no contest as he placed that ball over the chalk. His 5-pointer extending the lead for the Leos. Lucas Opal with the extra 2 to take the Leos to 10-0. And this is a storming start for John Mbai's side. Can Gibson Weru and his Chargers be able to conjure up a response? The restart is comfortably claimed by the Strathmore Leos, and that is Andrew Matoke. Just a confirmation of the conversion. It wasn't Lucas Opal, but it was converted by Andrew Matoke. He also drilled home that opening penalty. So that is just the clarification that we have received from the match officials table. And you know, William, looking at the statistics coming into this match, everything was against the Strathmore Leos, not because of their pedigree, but because of their form in this season's Kenya Cup. And indeed, some pundits had predicted victory for the Menengai Oilers. But as it so stands, it is the Leos out to prove everyone wrong, out to register their first win of the season.
Still early days yet for the Leos. They really have to keep their composure and be able to execute well in attack and defense, and be able to really take in the opportunities if they are to win this game. The Oilers are not really out of it by any stretch of the imagination. It's only a converted try and a penalty, and they are very much back into it.
Arnold Omolo was driven back. Strathmore Leos players guilty of breaching the offside line, conceding a penalty, and from the body language you can see that the Oilers opting to kick for goal. It is a man in shirt number 13, Austin Shikutwa, tasked with the kicking duties. Shikutwa cuts a figure of concentration and focus as he steps up to take this kick towards goal. It is high but not accurate. The scores remain 10-0. Shikutwa off the mark with that one. The Leos left chasing this game. You can just see how far the ball drifted away from the goalposts. Strathmore Leos comfortably leading by 10 points to 0. We're halfway through the first half. Remember, coming up at 4 p.m. we do have Nakuru RFC against Homeboys. That should be a cracker of an encounter. Nakuru, 2-time Kenya Cup champions, 2013 and 2014. Homeboys have been the form team over the past 2 seasons, but unfortunate not to reach the championship match, as we just see Derek Keoga embarking on another searing run, setting up another platform for his forwards. That is Andrew Odero, plays it through to one of his oncoming players. That is Clinton Odhiambo, finds the floor. Odero there with the distribution. And this is Crispin Shitundo, the former Western Bulls man. Another ball presented for Odero. This is Moses Arara, the captain. The Leos defending in numbers, but Arara does well to present that ball. That was dicey from Vincent Mwikali. Arara and Odero have been everywhere for the Oilers as they just look to work their way into the Strathmore Leos 22. This has been beautiful face play from the Oilers. No handling errors. They have been perfect in their distribution. The big question is, can they score with a try? This is Clinton Odhiambo, stepped through one defender Otero once again. Ball seemed to bounce before eventually being claimed by an Oilers player. They are agonizingly close to the Leos try line. The defense coming through from the Strathmore Leos players. It is the Oilers driving forward. Going down to the floor was Shikutwa. And this is Shitindo. He has been a busybody for the Oilers thus far. Many who have faced the Oilers this season have hailed the young side for their astuteness in the forwards. And you can just see that the ball was out to the floor. Penalty conceded inches to the try line. It is a penalty for the Oilers, as Godwin Karuga just makes sure that his instructions are relayed to the rest of the Strathmore Leos players by their team captain. Now what do the Leos do? Do they go for the 3? Do they go for the 5?
I think they should go for the 5. I think their forwards have been very excellent from the Menengai Oilers, and it's a high risk reward, high risk, high reward approach from the Menengai Oilers, who've had a decent spell of possession there. Good possession coming in from them, ball in hand, trying to probe and open up the Strathmore Leos defense, as Andrew Odero feeds this ball into the scrum for the Leos. Remember, for the Oilers. Oilers, remember, have only won 1 game this season, beating Harlequins. And can they get on the scoreboard before we can even start talking about a win? Odero now brings the ball out wide, finds man in jersey number 10, Moses Arara, the captain. Arara goes into contact. Odero again finds man in jersey number 2 there, Malungi, but lost the ball in contact, and a missed opportunity for the Leos. Can they strike back with this counter-attack? As
that was Derek Mbaire. Seemed to have fumbled with his first attempt at fielding that ball, but not with the second. And this is Derek Keyoga, the former Kenya under-20 international. Searing run once again from the Oilers fullback. Looks messy on the floor. Karuga is playing the advantage. Actually, he calls for the penalty. He is reaching into his pocket. He will not entertain this mischief from the Strathmore Leos, down to 14 men with about 16 minutes to play in the first half. Could this be an opportunity for the Oilers to capitalize on that one-man advantage and get some points on the board?
Yes, the referee, Godwin Karuga, very strict, no-nonsense referee. I think he had given the Leos a warning for the work at the breakdown. And I'll just let you know the identity of the man being sent to the bin for the Leos. Remember, still leading by 10 points to 0. The Oilers yet to get their points on the board as we approach the 25th minute mark of this match day 7 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season, here live from the Nakuru Athletic Club. Just to remind you that the fixtures of the day is that the league leaders Cabras are at home are away at Nondi's at Jamhuri Park, as KCB take on Black Blood in the Thika Road Derby at the KU grounds, as a resurgent Mwamba side now face Impala at the Railway Club, with Harlequins playing against Mean Machine at the University of Nairobi grounds. What can the Oilers do?
That is Clinton Odhiambo once again going into contact. Odera with the distribution. And this is Aziz Anan, busybody number 8 for the Oilers. Looks like he's having difficulties releasing that ball. The ball booted downfield, but claimed by Derek Keyoga. Tackle coming through, it is heavy from Wiseman Aganya. That was a wise tackle from the man they call Wiseman. Can't help but think if he was one of the 3 wise men.
Just to remind you, Walter Oteku is the man in the bin for the Leos. He's going to be out for the next 10 minutes. The question is, can Strathmore survive without him?
This is Keyoga. He has seen a lot of that ball. He seems to be a crucial element of the attacking play. Referee Karuga is playing the advantage. And that is Arnold Muita. That was a bit of a show and go from Bethwell Anami. This is Wiseman Aganya once again, seeing a lot of the ball for the Leos. Barnabas Owor breaks through the defense line, but it is cleaned up by Brian Dirangu. It's quite interesting, a lock kicking that ball. Was he finding touch or just kicking away possession? Whatever he's done, he's followed through on his kick. William
followed through on his kick, yeah, it worked. And he still has the ball, by the way. Actually, it's not with him. It's the Leos on the, it's actually the Oilers on the attack. They need points on the board here as quickly as they can.
Odero once again to Clinton Odhiambo. Goes down from that tackle from Arnold Omolo. The ball is still in play. It's still the Leos surging forward. Another foray into the Oilers 22. And this is Aziz Anan. Is this an opportunity there? Andrew Odero is guilty of a handling error. Just seems to kill the momentum for the Oilers as they went through beautiful face play there. As I see that there, Andrew Odero unable to feel that ball, inches short of the try line.
I thought probably the referee could have been playing advantage for the Oilers, but that is purely a handling error by Andrew Odero of the Menengai Oilers. (10-0) the scoreline in favor of Strathmore Leos, who remember are chasing their first win of the season, having suffered 6 defeats.
Indeed, the referee was playing advantage, and it is Odero with the scrum feed for the Oilers. They are less than 5 meters short of the Leos try line. They definitely will be looking to score from this. This is a barnstorming run from Aziz Anan. Clinton Odhiambo seemed to be reaching for the try line, only to find himself beneath the ball and obviously on top of Strathmore Leos player. The ball is spread out wide. This should be an opportunity for the Leos, and the try has been scored. Austin Shikutwa with the 5-pointer for the Menengai Oilers, cutting the deficit to 5 points. And this try, William Juguna, has been coming.
Absolutely, yes. This try has been coming.
Let's just go through the replay there. No try. No try.
No try awarded.
The scores remain 10-0.
Strange, Michael Kwambo, did he have a foot out in touch or what?
Well, the referee's hand signal seemed to have indicated an accidental offside, and hence the 22 dropout being awarded to the Leos. But it doesn't matter because the Oilers are still coming at the Leos. That dropout kick was hardly perfect from the Strathmore Leos. We're into the final 10 minutes of the half. Bethel Anami breaks through 2-3 tackles from the Oilers. William Juguna, we've talked about the 2 p.m. games over the past few weeks. This one has been quite lively.
Absolutely, yes, it's been quite lively. Both teams are really having a real go at it from wherever and anywhere. And as you can see, Derek Yoga with that punt downfield. And the Leos just surviving here. It's a game of ping pong now. You kick and I kick. Here comes Odero. Flings out a pass there to Derek Barire. Barire beats one. Tries to beat a second, can't. And the referee's arm is out for an infringement by the Leos. By the Oilers, I beg your pardon. And the Leos have dodged a bullet. That try was not given. And the Oilers had their tails up for almost 10 minutes there. And frustration now creeping into the play of the Menengai Oilers with 10 minutes to go to the end of the first half here at the Nakuru Athletic Club in the Central Rift Valley. It's Strathmore Leos leading by 10 points to 0, and they have weathered the storm Oilers been denied that try by referee Godwin Karuga for accidental offside. A missed opportunity for them, which could come back to haunt them as we enter into the final few minutes of the first half.
It is a line-out throw for the Strathmore Leos, and it is Clinton Imbuye who scored the game's opening try for the Leos. Man tasked with the line-out throw. The sun is out with all its cousins here at the RFU ground. William Juguna at the Nakuru Athletic Club. William Juguna.
Yes, at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Bamba Sports live coverage of the Kenya Cup continues. We have been in Nairobi for the past 6 games of the season, and we're finding it hard to say the Nakuru Athletic Club. Maybe I think we need to go out as many times as possible so that we can do away with the RFU ground. We are here live at the Nakuru Athletic Club for the first of our double header, the Oilers versus the Leos, and then coming up at 4 p.m. a blockbuster of an encounter pitting the home side top fry Nakuru against Menengai Cream Homeboys. Remember, it's the Leos who are leading by 10 points to 0 here as we enter into the final 7.5 minutes of the first half. Dero with the scrum put in. He's been a live wire for the Leos alongside, for the Oilers alongside Mbarire and Keoga and Brian Tirango. But they need points on the board here. That's a knock on there coming in from Austin Sikutwa. And the pressure really coming to tell on the Oilers. Sikutwa just took his eye off the ball for a millisecond and he dropped the ball there.
You know, William, for all the points that the Strathmore Leos have put on the board, the Oilers are guilty of missing some gilt-edged opportunities. Remember that handling error from Andrew Odero. We've just seen another one from Shikutwa. And then having that try not awarded. They've shown their attacking intent, but they have just not been clinical in that final third of the field. The Strathmore Leos, on the other hand, playing for their lives. This is a team that was promoted to the Kenya Cup in 2008. They have not been out of it ever since, and currently sitting bottom of the table. They need to start winning games if they are to secure their status for another season, and those wins need to start immediately. And they have indeed gotten off to a good start here at the Nakuru Athletic Club, leading the Oilers by 10 points to 0, with still about 6 minutes to play of the first half. Question is, can they sustain this momentum? Can they be able to maintain this lead for the remainder of the match?
6 minutes to go to the end of the first half, or rather 5 minutes to go to the end of the first half, as Strathmore Leos have an attacking line out here. A second try here for the Leos could be devastating for the Oilers, who've looked very sharp with ball in hand in attack. It's just they've not been clinical to put the chances away, and it could come back to haunt them as we enter into the final few minutes of the first half. It's an attacking line out for the Leos. Won there by Arnold Omolo. Omolo goes into contact here. Delivers the ball now to Austin Boyer. It's Leos who are on the attack here, trying to look for a second try of the afternoon in these hot, sunny conditions here at the Nakuru Athletic Club, but the referee penalizes the Leos here. I think there was a knock-on, and it's going to be advantage to the Oilers, who've literally dodged a bullet there, because had Strathmore Leos kept their alignment very well and the forward momentum that they had from that line out, we could have been talking a second try. Just a snapshot of the Strathmore Leos second string side, who are catching a glimpse of the action here at the Nakuru Athletic Club on this sunny, hot afternoon in Nakuru. match day 7 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. And Lodero with the scrum put in for the Menengai Oilers.
Indeed, William, and as you mentioned, this is match day 7. Of course, the action coming to you live from the Nakuru Athletic Club, where at 4 p.m. we will see the hosts, Nakuru RFC, playing against Homeboys. That should be a cracker of a match. But as it so stands, it is 10-0 here in the opening fixture. It is the visitors, Strathmore Leos, dressed in blue, leading the home side, the Menengai Oilers, by 10 points to 0. Still about 3 minutes to play in the first half. What a half it has been.
Yeah, very entertaining first half from both sides. Both sides giving it a go, and you can see the man with the ball in the picture there, Arnold Obura, has looked very lively with the ball alongside Bethel Anami, Barnabas Owor, Clinton Imbuye. They've looked very good with ball in hand, and Strathmore Leos well worth leading this game. They've been the much more clinical side. As Clinton Imbuye now takes this line-out throw with 2.5 minutes remaining to the end of the first half. It's not a good line-out from Imbuye. Remember, he's the try scorer of this half of the half so far. And another knock-on coming in from Oilers here. Hot on attack. But once again, a knock-on there coming in from this man in jersey number 13, Dan Sikutu. Remember, he thought he had scored a try, but the referee, Godwin Karuga, said that there was accidental offside and the try was chalked off.
Well, William, do you think that the sweltering heat here at the Nakuru Athletic Club has something to do with the error rate that we're seeing from both sides? A lot of handling errors, a lot of unforced errors, especially when the teams find themselves in attacking positions.
Probably yes. I think the afternoon kickoff is really affecting both sides, especially the home side, Menengai Oilers. And they do get a half penalty from referee Godwin Karuga. The searing heat and the conditions here probably are affecting the Oilers more than affecting the Leos as we enter into the final few moments of the first half.
The Leos have done well to play with 14 men, absorbing all the pressure that has come from the Oilers. This is Clinton Odhiambo. He has been busy for the Oilers, who just seemed to have lost that ball forward on the tackle. Karuga, the referee, is playing advantage, but the Leos seem to have forced the turnover. He eventually calls for that handling error as Aziz Anan went into contact rather heavily, but he hadn't secured that ball. In our picture there, we just see Gibson Weru, the Menengai Oilers coach, his face hardly betraying any emotion. Doesn't matter whether his team is in the lead or whether they're behind, he always has that same expression on his face. Difficult to tell whether he's happy or sad.
Yes, I think he'll not be a very happy man with what he has seen in the first half from his side, as Arnold Mwita gives that ball to a man in jersey number 12, Wiseman Aganya, but they lose it now. What can the Leos do? What can the Oilers do?
This is Derek Mbaire looking to step past his defender. He doesn't go far. He's finding it hard to find the floor. Eventually he does. Andrew Odero with the distribution. This is Austin Shikutwa. He has been busy also for the Oilers. They have been impressive with their face play, but it hasn't counted for anything. That is a searing run from Bilda Dogeta. He hasn't seen much of the ball, but he has just shown the bit of pace that he has.
And he lost the ball in possession there for the Oilers as they were on attack. And it's going to be halftime here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Strathmore Leos leading by 10 points to 0. A try, a conversion, and a penalty. The difference as first half has come to an end here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Strathmore Leos chasing their first win of the season against Menengai Oilers, who are chasing their second win of the season. But so far, it's going according to plan for the Leos, who lead by 10 points to 0.
Just a confirmation of the halftime score there on our screens. Remember, this is Kenya Cup action coming to you live and free on Bamba Sport from the Nakuru Athletic Club in Nakuru. Just catch a glimpse of the first half highlights. Those were the two sides making it out of the tunnel. And this was Derek Kyoga moments before Andrew Matoke drilled home that penalty for the game's opening score. There was exciting action. There was that solid tackle on Bethel Anami coming through from the Oilers defenders. But moments later, that man, Clinton Imbuye, scored the game's opening try. It was duly converted by Andrew Matoke. Let's just see that again. Picking up the loose ball. And he had a clear path to the try line. For the game's opening try. It was converted by Andrew Matoke for a 10-0 lead. Remember, you can catch the live stream of this match on bamba.co.ke. And this was Brian Dirangu, did well to shrug off his defender after doing all the hard work. His team was still unable to score. That was Clinton Odhiambo just being dispatched back to sender. Wiseman Aganya has been a busybody for the Strathmore Leos. And that is it at halftime. We'll be back in a few minutes with the second half. It is the Strathmore Leos leading the Menengai Oilers by 10 points to 0.
Join me, Mohamed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
Hi.
My name is
Dylan Kerr.
David Rudisha.
Victor Wanyama, and you're watching
Bamba Sports.
Bamba Sports.
Bamba Sports.
In the supreme art of war, you must leverage all your advantages.
Tunatumia Kifaransa kama tool.
In the National Super League, the stakes are too high to leave anything to chance.
We want to be representing the country.
Ninataka kukamu kwa Premier League.
Nataka nikuwe crown champion.
Every shot matters. Every investment must bring returns.
The KCB football team, it actually takes the most resources out of our sports budget.
We will also want to give them back something that they will appreciate, that we have done something.
Don't miss the NSL live action every weekend, only on Bamba Sport.
Football 254 is back. Fresh face, fresh show. A show that brings you the best of Kenyan football, from the Kenyan Premier League to the National Super League, magnifying all matters grassroots football and the national team. Join me, Mohammed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
Every year, hundreds of Kenyan youths set out for the toughest journey of their lives.
As a youth, you really need to have something to do.
This one is a bit tough.
A journey to transform their lives and those of their families through the beautiful game of football in the National Super League.
I was a street kid, so I used to play there football. It was tough because I find myself smoking, smoking bang, sniffing glue, injecting myself, as you can see.
Join me, Mohammed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
And we're back for the second half of this opening fixture of a double header at the Nakuru Athletic Club. It is the Strathmore Leos in the blue strip, leading home team Menengai Oilers by 10 points to 0. My name is Michael Kwambo, and I'm with William Juguna as we take you through the second half of this fixture. Remember, coming up at 4 p.m, it is Nakuru RFC against Homeboys. As the match just gets underway, the ball is tapped and eventually claimed by the Oilers. And Rodero picking up from where he left off in the first half with his distribution, and the advantage after that bright start from the Oilers swings the way of the Leos.
Yes, the game is still very much open, if you ask me. If the Oilers can get a converted try, they're very much back into this game. Still have an entire second half to play, and the Oilers are not out of it, but they'll have to be better with the execution. We've seen too many dropped passes by the Oilers in the first half, while very much hot in attack, and it's one area I know Gibson Weru must have really addressed in this encounter. Lucas Opal just puts that ball downfield. Won there by this man, the danger man, Kyoga. Now what can Kyoga do? Kyoga going on a storming run on the left wing. Good tackle there coming in from Arnold Muita, but it's a lead, and it's a professional foul from the Leos, and they're going to be carded in the opening 10 minutes of the second half. And that's a professional foul there by the Leos, and I think it's a scrum half, Arnold Muita, who goes to the bin. And what can the Oilers do now? For the second time in this game, they do have a one-man advantage, and the Leos are down to 14 men for the next 10 minutes.
And it is important that the Oilers get points on the board as early as possible so that they can have a fighting chance first of drawing level and then of overturning the deficit. And from this line-out throw, the ball is claimed by the Oilers' second row there, Crispin Shitindo. As replacement scrum half, Theophilus Lusangulu just drives his forwards forward, no pun intended. This is Lusangalu with the distribution. Shitindo with the ball to Clinton Odhiambo. Once again, the Oilers have been guilty of not lacking that cutting edge when they get to the final third of the pitch, when they get to the strike zone. Another gilt edge opportunity spurned.
Michael Kwamba, I don't know what they call it in rugby. They call it what, white line fever or something?
I'd like to give us that phrase from this point on. In our picture there, Arnold Muita, the former Lenana School player. He is in the sin bin for the next 10 minutes. The scrum half has been vital for the Leos, not only in this match but throughout the season. And there you could see him just tapping the ball off his opposite number, Theophilus Lusangalu. Actually, Amos Onyinkwa. Ball is booted downfield, but it doesn't find territory. Another opportunity for the Oilers. That was Derek Mbaire playing it through to Iman Okwako. He has been rather quiet for the Oilers, but that is a big contribution from the inside center. This has been the story of the Oilers throughout this match. Vincent Mukali with that pass out wide. Derek Kyoga, he had a man out wide but opted to attack the space. Was that the best decision? Well, he does well to present that ball. And there are numbers as the Oilers have secured it, keeping it tight. The try line, William, is within sight. The question is, can they go over it? Can they get their first points of this match? This is like a finely poised boxing match. This is Vincent Mukali. He stretches over the chalk, and that is the opening try for the Oilers. Cuts the deficit to 5 points. William Juguna, finally, we can say that this try has been coming.
Yes, this try has been coming, absolutely. And once again, Mukali just stretching out his arm. Actually, Crispin Shitindo with a try, not Vincent Mukali. And the Oilers, after 43 minutes of huffing and puffing and having a try disallowed in the first half, finally get the try on the board. And that takes the score now to 10 points to 5 with the conversion to come. Conversion kick to be taken by Austin Sikutwa. Finally, that pressure has paid off, and the Oilers do get their first try of the afternoon.
Shikutwa is sure with the conversion, and as we mentioned earlier, a confirmation of the try scorer, Crispin Shitindo. We just see him there. Lock used to play his rugby at Western Bulls, knew where he was and just reached over the chalk, placed that ball on the ground. 5 points that were eventually converted by Austin Shikutwa. It is 10-7 in favor of the Strathmore Leos, but it is the Oilers who have been the more devastating of the two sides, but they haven't been the more accurate of the two sides, William.
Absolutely, yes. Can this try now give them some momentum to go ahead and win this game, as Lucas Opal now with the restart. Still do have a lot of rugby to be played in the next 34 minutes. And does that kick cross the 10-meter line? It did not, and I think we'll have to come back. I think that kick did not cross the 10-meter line. As Godwin Karuga now consults with his assistant, and yes, I was very much right there. That kick did not cross the 10-meter line, so it will be, I think, a free kick to the Menengai Oilers. Remember that we do have other matches being played across the Republic. The league leaders, Cabras, have made the trip to Nairobi to take on Nondis at the Jamhuri Park showground. Second placed KCB, who are the defending champions of the league, are at the Kenyatta University grounds in a Thika Road derby against Black Blood, as a resurgent Mwamba face Impala at the Railway Club, as Queens play mid-machine at the University of Nairobi grounds. Those are your fixtures for this afternoon, and we shall be updating you on those scores when those games kick off at 4 p.m.
And you can just see the spring in the step of the Oilers. They are growing in confidence, especially after landing their first points on the board. But that momentum has been curtailed there with that pass that traveled forward. It is the Leos in possession. It has been a dominant 7 minutes of the second half for the Oilers. 3 points separating the two sides. 33 minutes to play in the second half.
Michael Combo, we could have a very low scoring game. This game could end, I think, 14-10, 14-13, 17-14. And sorry. So what can the Oilers do? The Leos now trying to respond to that try, but there was a forward pass there by the Strathmore Leos, so the advantage swings back to the Oilers. Oilers playing from right to left in the yellow and black. Yellow jerseys, black shorts and yellow socks, while the Leos in the all blue playing from left to right. Remember, it's a match between position 10 and position 12. The Leos, the Oilers on 6 points with 1 win, and the Leos winless in the opening 6 fixtures of the season. This is match day 7 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. Lusangalu with that put in. Now what can he do now? Can he spark this backline into action here?
And this is Bildad Ogeta, strong running from the left winger for the Oilers. Nyenkwa just keeps another face of play alive. That was Vincent Odwar. And now this is Derek Mbaire, steps through one. He has a man coming through, and this man is Iman Okwako, goes over for the second try. Iman Okwako had been quiet in the first half. We've seen him carry the ball twice in the second half. Once he has gone over the try line, and that is it, the go-ahead try for the Oilers. They now lead by 12 points to 10. William Juguna, is the tide turning?
Absolutely, the tide is turning right now. The Oilers did look sharp in the first half, but the execution in attack is what let them down. But now they have carried that edge in attack in the second half, and 2 tries in a span of 4 minutes have turned this game around, and the Oilers now are leading by 12 points to 10 with the conversion kick to come. And for all the hard work that the Leos had done in the first half, now it's finally coming to naught as Iman Okwako gets a second try of the afternoon. And with the conversion kick now to come from Austin Sikutwa, the tide could be turning for the Leos, remember, who haven't won a game this season. And you could just see heads are dropping, concentration also dropping. So John Bai now may have to rejig his side and just encourage his side to keep up the fight. But as things stand, it's Oilers who are leading by 12 points to 10 with the conversion kick to come. The conversion kick is wide, so the scores remain at 12-10. Good play coming in there from Derek Bariro, playing in Okwako.
You know, William, we're technically getting through to the halfway point of the league phase of the Kenya Cup, because you do play 15 matches, 10 within your group and 5 crossover fixtures for a total of 15. And if it stays this way and the Leos go into a 7th match without victory, it means they have 8 matches with which they have to retain the Kenya Cup status for the next season. If they do not, they are facing a real threat of being relegated from the Kenya Cup for the first time since their promotion in 2008. And what a welcome they had to the Kenya Cup that season. That's a story for another day, William.
Yes. A club which has really grown in leaps and bounds. Were Kenya Cup finalists, losing finalists in 2013. Were in the playoff brackets for quite a good number of years. And the mass exodus of players from Strathmore University could come back to bite them. It's a new look squad. And last year, remember, the Leos were in the Kenya Cup playoffs. They finished 6th. But as things stand right now, they are bottom, winless, and heading down the relegation trap drop. Imbuye with the line-out throw, won by Fanola Duda. Given to Philemon Olang. Here comes Alex Maina. Maina trying to find some gaps here. And Maina on a good run there. But a good tackle there coming in.
That was the try scorer, Iman Okwako, with that tackle on Alex Maina. Just forcing the turnover. But referee Godwin Karuga calls for an infringement and probably just urging the Oilers players to calm down. They are certainly playing with their tails up in this second half.
Yes, they seem to be relishing the physical battle up front, and they're winning the 50-50 balls here. And everything seems to be going right in favor of Menengai Oilers. But still a long way to go in this game. We don't know what Strathmore Leos have up their sleeves. They put a very decent performance against Mwamba last week before eventually running out of steam. As Lusangalu feed this ball into the scrum.
You know, William, you just talked about the team putting in a decent performance against Mwamba. Unfortunately, decency doesn't win you games. It has to be that hunger and aggression at the end of the day. The question here is which side will have that hunger, that aggression, that focus to win that game. Will it be the Oilers? Will it be the Leos? And as we speak, the Leos awarded a penalty and electing to kick for goal.
Right decision there made there by the Leos. Take the points on offer. Take the points on offer and give themselves a lead which they can hang on to and probably get a converted try to build a gap. But as things stand here, they are trailing by 2 as we enter into the second quarter of the second half. So Lucas Opal now with this penalty attempt for the Leos. Penalty attempt is successful, and the Strathmore Leos retake the lead at 13 points to 12. (13-12), the Leos back in the lead, but they only lead by a point. Well taken penalty there by Lucas Opal. As we said earlier, this could be a ding-dong game between these two sides who are trying to save their Kenya Cup status for next season. Oilers in 10th, Leos at the bottom of the table.
And in between them is 3-time Kenya Cup champions Mean Machine, who lie 11th. Mean Machine hosting Kenya Harlequin in another Kenya Cup fixture taking place at the University of Nairobi ground. That match kicking off at 4 p.m. as will the rest of the other fixtures, including the match here between Nakuru and Homeboys.
Leos, remember, it did lose Elkins Musonyo and Anthony Orembo to Impala in the mid-season transfer window, players who would have galvanized them today It was a big blow for them to lose those two players. Can they soldier on and stave off relegation and ensure that they do have the Kenya Cup status intact for another season? We shall wait and see.
Also missing quite a number of players with talent and experience, the likes of Dennis Juma, who has since completed his studies at the Strathmore University. The veteran Dan Otieno, who is recovering from an Achilles tendon injury as well. Elton Isiaho, Churchill Oko, who had been quoted as making the move to Nakuru, but we're not too sure if that move materialized. But that shouldn't be a reason, because over the years the Leos have had this knack of producing talent. As that ball is claimed in the air by Brian Ndirangu.
It's a really scrap there, the breakdown between these two sides. As
that was Barnabas Oduor in a scuffle for that ball. As the Leos force the turnover, yes they do. Arnold Omolo's progress is curtailed. Desperate defending. Has the ball been stolen off of him? No, it hasn't. This is Bethel Anami just charging forward. We have 23 minutes to play here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. That looked like a labored attempt to pass the ball from Barnabas Oduor, eventually claimed by Philemon Olang. He has been rather quiet for the Leos. He's in another tussle for the ball with his opposite number, Clinton Odhiambo. But referee Godwin Karuga calling for the infringement. And once again, from the body language, the Leos looking to find touch from this. Gibson Weru, for the first time, his body language looking agitated, obviously not too comfortable. Strathmore Leos dictating the proceedings thus far, because everything is not going according to script for the home side, the Oilers. And that was a big kick into touch from Lucas Opal for the Leos. It gains them a lot of territory. Will they be able to go over the board? Remember, the Leos leading this match by 13 points to 12.
Yeah, Gibson Weru just looking very agitated. He looks a very worried man. And this game is on a knife edge. Could go either way, depending on who will show composure and who can execute on both sides of the ball, both in attack and in defense. As Clinton Imbuye lines up this line-out throw for the Leos.
But he scored the only try for the Leos. The rest of the points have come off the boots of Andrew Matoke and Lucas Opal. Matoke managing a conversion and a penalty. Opal also drilling home a penalty. And Andrew Arnold Muita is back on the field of play as the Leos back to their full complement of 15 players. It is a contest here heading into the final 20 minutes. Bethel Anami, he has been, I would say he has been outstanding for the Leos so far. That was Opal. Players opting to engage in direct contact. Austin Oduor.
And Strathmore Leos really gaining a good spell of possession here. And they're carrying the ball hard. They're hitting that over the advantage line. And they could be in for another try here. If they could just show a bit of composure.
And you have to love the way Arnold Muita is directing the traffic here at the Nakuru Athletic Club for the Strathmore Leos. But it is only 1 point that separates them. Ball is lost forward on the tackle. Advantage Oilers.
Alberto Bura there, the guilty party, but the referee's arm was out for an advantage. The Menengai Oilers, I thought, were probably offside. And Strathmore will have an attacking opportunity, and they've opted to go. Do they go for the penalty, or do they go out to the corner for a line out? Converted penalty will give them a 4-point lead. Remember, just to remind our viewers, that Strathmore Leos just in their first win of the season, having lost all 6 games this season so far. And it's going to be Andrew Matoke with this penalty for the Leos. Kenya Cup Match Day 7, 2018-2019 season. Matoke Quickest kick is successful. That takes the score now to 16 points to 12. It's a ding-dong game here at the Nakuru Athletic Club in the Central Rift Valley. And we're into the final 20 minutes of this game. Can the Oilers respond? They started the second half like a house on fire, but have slowly petered out. The Leos, who have looked the much more clinical side, the much sharper side in the last 10 or so minutes. So there will be a restart here. And penalty to the Oilers, who will opt to go out for territory. They'll opt to go out for touch. Gain a bit of possession here. What can they do with this ball? Remember, they have scored 2 tries to Strathmore Leos' 1. So it's an attacking line-out for the Oilers. What can they do? They lose that ball, but they retain it back there. Brian Dirango, quick reaction there. And that was a knock-on there by the Oilers. Unforced error by the Oilers there. An attacking line-out. And the Oilers players that's arguing now on who was responsible for that. So it's going to be a scramble to the Leos. That's one area the Oilers will really have to shut down and cut down on. That was an attacking line-out for them. They should have won that ball and ask questions of the Strathmore Leos defense. 17.5 minutes to go. Can Strathmore Leos get their first win of the season? Or can the Menengai Oilers get their second win of the season? We shall find out. Arnold Muita to feed this ball into the scrum. He's really directed. He's had good game management alongside Lucas Opal in the number 10 jersey. They lead by 4 points in this Kenya Cup encounter here. First of our double header here at the Nakuru Athletic Club.
"17 minutes to play. 4 points separating the two sides. The Leos taking all the chances that they get. In our picture there, the man who is celebrating 20 years as a match official, Godwin Karuga. This is a massive scrum from the Oilers, but it doesn't matter. That ball is booted out into touch. Does it find touch? Yes, it does. That was a massive boot from Lucas Opal. As William Juguna mentioned moments ago, his and Arnold Muita's game management is meticulous. It is marvelous. Gibson Weru is on the touchline, backing the instructions to his charges. Not something you see regularly from the man who's usually calm, cool, and collected. He knows the importance of that win. He knows the importance of securing your Kenya Cup status for another season. People may say it is a bit too early to start talking about that, but as we mentioned earlier, and having done the math, we're going into the midway stage of the Kenya Cup. The man in the dark glasses there, John Bai, looks a tad satisfied, but not too comfortable because the pressure is coming from the Oilers.
Good play coming in now from the Oilers now. Won that line out. Sikutwa. And that ball went out. And
once again, the pass traveled forward, as you can see from Godwin Karuga's hand signals, and everything not going the way of the Oilers, William Juguna.
Yes, the Oilers really unforced errors in very attacking positions, not really taking their chances. And that could come back to haunt them at the 80-minute mark when the whistle will be blown. They've had a few chances here and they have not taken them. And it could come back to haunt them. Coming up at 4 p.m, as you can see, the ground slowly filling up. It's a home team, Nakuru, top fry Nakuru, hosting Menengai Cream Homeboys in the 4 p.m. clash.
And the more things continue this way, the more the Strathmore Leos will be comfortable. But as we have talked about it time and again in this fixture, the Oilers will have to blame themselves for all those enforced errors, more so when they found themselves in the strike zone. This ball is just going to be punted downfield. Doesn't matter whether it finds touch, because there's something cooking, and that something cooking was in the form, William, of another unforced error.
Another knock on there coming in from the Oilers. He had no one really looking at him, and once again took his eye off the ball. And another unforced error from the Menengai Oilers as we enter into the last 15 minutes of this game here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. This will be meat and drink for Strathmore Leos, who I remember are chasing their first win of the season.
After close to 2 months, William Juguna, remember the Kenya Cup started on the 17th of November 2018. We are now on the 19th of January 2019. And this is some hard running from Philemon Olang, the man they call Chinese, because of his facial structure, but that's a conversation for another day. That was Opal attempting the drop goal, knowing very well that Karuga was playing the penalty advantage. And I think it's rather straightforward what they're going to do from here.
Absolutely, they'll go for the sticks. They'll go for the penalty. And this penalty goes in, it will be a 7-point buffer for the Leos. And we're into the final few minutes, 12.5 minutes to go. It's only 13 minutes to go here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. It's Andrew Matoke with the penalty attempt. And you can just sense what Strathmore are doing, milking penalties in the Oilers zone and getting them over. That will be the game plan for the Leos, who have only scored 1 try but have been able to kick over 4 penalties. And that penalty attempt is successful. Penalty attempt is successful, and it's now 19 points to 12. And this game could just be running away from the Oilers. Remember, they need a converted try to tie the game. But as things stand, and with the enforced errors that they are making, and it could be a first ever win for the Leos in the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. Amos Onyikwa with the restart, won there by the Leos. The man they call as the Chinese.
That was Philemon Olang. Seemed to fumble as he found himself in possession. Strathmore Leos guilty of not releasing. This is a rare penalty for the Oilers. They started this half with a lot of pep, with a lot of vigor, but the Leos have somehow slugged their way into the lead. Of course, you can see Gibson Weru just appreciating the effort from his charges, but you'll have to give it to the Oilers in their debut season in the Kenya Cup. They have come through an interesting pathway, William Juguna, because 2 seasons ago they were playing in the Nationwide League, which is effectively the 3rd tier of Kenyan club rugby. Last season they got to the final of the 2nd tier of Kenyan club rugby, which is the KRU Championship, and finished 2nd, but automatically qualified for promotion to the Kenya Cup. And they have not performed too badly in their maiden season. Absolutely. In fact, the heaviest defeat coming on match day 6, that 41-10 defeat to Kabras Sugar. But they've made life difficult for their opponents, and they are charging forward here.
Absolutely. Now, what can they do now? The Oilers, they need a converted try to tie the game. They do have the ball. They're in the Strathmore Leos 22. And once again, it's all scrappy, it's all messy. There's no control at the base of the ruck. And it's a knock-on from the Oilers, actually from Strathmore Leos. So it's going to be advantage to the Oilers here. What can they do? They need a converted try to tie the game. And they do have 10 minutes to go.
And indeed, and this scrum feed is in a favorable position. It is almost in front of the sticks. Amos Onyinkwa playing at scrum half this afternoon, the man with the scrum feed for the Oilers. The pack, William Juguna, you have to give it to them, has been dominant. I think the enforced errors throughout the match have been their undoing. They've had several opportunities to go ahead, and this is an opportunity from... That was Ian Mwao. He's stopped short of the try line. It is still advantage Oilers. Remember, they need a converted try to draw level, but more importantly for them right now is just getting points on the board. Can they end this match on a high? We have about 8.5 minutes to play here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Strathmore defending with their lives. The Oilers attacking furiously. This is Onyinkwa. Plays it through to Mwao. He has been quite useful since he's made his way onto the pitch, and that was Mike Murray. Mike Murray finds the floor. One of the front row replacements for the Oilers. They'll have to be patient. They'll have to be disciplined. Can they do that? They are less than 3 meters out. The try line is beckoning, but Strathmore are defending and defending with numbers. Strathmore, on the other hand, will also have to, number one, watch the offside line and keep their discipline. And that was a handling error. What is Godwin Karuga going to call? He calls for the first handling error, for the first knock-on. Advantage Oilers. William Juguna, are we setting ourselves up for a dramatic finish here at the Nakuru Athletic Club?
It looks like a dramatic finish in store here with 8 minutes to go. And it's just composure which will be needed by the Oilers if they're to win this game or to tie this game. And a very promising position. But it's just the composure which they may lead. And they may have to vary their play. They're using a lot of one-off runners, a lot of their ball carriers to try and smash their way into Leo's territory. The Leo's defense is too tall.
And that is Ian Mwao. He has been a useful back row replacement, and he has certainly poked holes in the Leo's defense. And this is beautiful face play once again coming from the Oilers. This is Onyinkwa. That ball looked a bit dodgy, but it is played out wide. This is Baire. There's a man out wide, and that man is Bilda Dogeta. He has a foot out into touch. Another try-scoring opportunity wasted by the Oilers.
Absolutely. And is guilty of his second mistake. Remember, he had a knock-on 10-15 minutes ago. He tried to go past Albert Obura, but once again, the decision-making, not the very best there by the Oilers. So it's going to be a line-out throw for the Leos. Deep in their territory, deep in their 22, they're literally on their try line here. You can see Gibson Weru just throwing his arms there, asking what could have gone wrong with that move.
Unless we see the knockout blow coming from the Oilers, it is the Leos who are going to run away the split point decision. There seemed to be a handling error there. Yes, there was. Advantage Oilers once again.
Actually, the try has been given.
The try has been given. We will confirm it in a moment.
We'll have to give you a replay of that because Strathmore were trying to pass that ball. And the Oilers dropped it quickly because the ball was in the try box, was in the in-goal area.
And there actually was a handling error in that lead up to the try, and I think that's what we picked up. But the referee, Godwin Karuga, much closer to the scene, picked up the man just placing that final touchdown, and it was an Oilers man because remember he was playing advantage. There we see it. That was the handling error, and it is Clinton Odhiambo, the try scorer. He brings the Oilers to within 2 points. This conversion is going to be crucial for the Oilers. What can Austin Shikutwa do?
4.5 minutes to go in this encounter here. It's been swinging from one end to another. At one point, Strathmore looked like to have had this game in the bag, but pressure coming in from the Oilers, and a very important kick coming up with this conversion.
And the conversion kick is successful. The teams are now level for the first time since kickoff when it was 0-0. With about 4 minutes to play, it is the Oilers 19, Leos 19.
Question is now, who will have now the hunger and the desire now to chase the win now?
As you just catch the reverse angle there, Clinton Odhiambo reacting quickest to that handling error by Andrew Matoke. And that is the work of your backroom man, Clinton Odhiambo, living up to that role very, very well.
So, remember, the two teams are tied. A penalty, a converted penalty, wins the game for either side, or even a drop goal. So what can the Oilers do now?
But William, I think the Oilers would have to blame themselves for all those unforced errors, because you have to give it to the Leos. They have been clinical. They have taken all the opportunities that have come their way. Remember, they've scored only one try. Everything else has come either off the boot of Lucas Opal or Andrew Matoke.
Yeah.
That is Wiseman Aganya with that charging run.
And you can just
Gideon
tell,
Makumi
you can just tell what the Leos now want in this game. They want to milk a penalty here. If they're able to get a penalty deep into Oilers territory, they will take it. And with 3.5 minutes to go, it may just win them the game.
And this is Arnold Omolo. Finds the floor, but he still presents that ball. Barnabas Odwor. And the Oilers have forced the turnover. You don't want to be committing the errors with about 2 minutes to play. And what can the Oilers do? Already the advantage is in their favor. We do have a Leos man on the floor, but William Juguna, once again, I must say, probably for the second time in this match, that this has been one of the more lively 2 p.m. kickoffs. Remember, we've struggled with the 2 p.m. kickoffs throughout this season. I think this one has really been end-to-end stuff.
Absolutely. We've really struggled with the 2 p.m. kickoffs. Maybe it's the afternoon heat and sun, which takes its toll on the players. But this one has really swung from one end to another, both really giving it a good go. It reminds me of the Nondes Impala game last week, where Impala thought they had snatched the win with that try by Richard Sidindi, only for Fidel Sine to score the match-winning penalty in the 80th minute and to hand Nondes a 22-20 victory over Impala last weekend. So we don't know if there could be late drama here in the final few minutes of this game, because remember, the ball has to go dead for the referee to call the game. So it's all up to the Oilers. What can they do? Not like that, by the way.
Looked a bit dodgy, but they've done well to compose themselves. And that was an opportunistic kick out into touch from Amos Onyinkwa. It not only gives them some forward momentum, it relieves the pressure that was being piled on them by the Strathmore Leos. We have less than 45 seconds to go of the referee's time here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. It is all square between the Oilers and the Leos. The Oilers in the yellow and black strip, the Leos in the blue and white strip. The scores, as you can see on your screen, 19-19. Beautiful line out. It is claimed by Barnabas Odwor. And this is another one of those late second half replacements for the Strathmore Leos, Brian Coronia. This is Alex Minor with his characteristic step. It's a Leos player, shirt with no number. That's Gideon Makumi. Plays it through to Philemon Olang. That's the try scorer, Clinton Imbuye. This is good continuity from the Strathmore Leos. Bethwell Anami just charging forward. Gideon Makumi there to clean up and get the spoils, which he does. Lucas Opal looking to attack that space. He is brought down to the floor. And this is a beautiful steal from Philemon Olang. He isn't one of your biggest players. This is an attempt for the drop goal, but the penalty was coming. And William Juguna, you were right about the Strathmore Leos and their strategies.
Absolutely, yes. That was going to be their plan, especially in this final 5 minutes of this game. They were chasing probably a match-winning penalty, and the Oilers have been penalized for offside. And this could be the final kick of the game. Michael Kwambo, as Lucas Opal now sizes up his options, got the kicking tee, Strathmore Leos, remember, winless in their opening 6 games of the season, and they do have an opportunity now to win their first game of the season after almost 2 months of trying.
And this is a big kick for Lucas Opal. Remember, we saw him 2 seasons ago kick Homeboys out of the National Sevens series at the quarter-final stage, enabling Cabras Sugar to win that year's overall series title. What will his boot do for the Leos today? Nothing. The pressure kick sails wide. It remains all square. And William Juguna, I didn't want to speak because of the so-called commentator's curse, but I was going to say something about those pressure kicks always being difficult for the kicker. And in this opportunity, when it seemed rather straightforward, it wasn't Lucas Opal, but Andrew Matoke slicing it wide. And you can see the Strathmore Leos players' hands on their heads, disappointment, but we still have time to play. Well, actually, the game is over here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. It is all square between the two teams after 80 minutes of play. Andrew Matoke is distraught, but the Strathmore Leos have curtailed a 6-game losing streak with a draw. Better luck next time, perhaps. For the Oilers, on the other hand, crucial 2 points for them. The most important thing for Gibson Weru and his Chargers is that they have not been defeated. Coming up at 4 p.m, we will have Nakuru versus Homeboys as we just get a confirmation of the full-time score here from the opening match at the Nakuru Athletic Club. It is the Menengai Oilers 19, Strathmore Leos 19 in the opening match on match day 7 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. As you just go through the highlights there of the second half, that was Derek Kyoga. He has impressed with his silky, effortless running. Does feel with a lot more exposure. Remember, this is his first season of playing in the Kenya Cup. He will get better, and that was the moment Crispin Shitindo, formerly of Western Bulls, went over for the try. Let's just see that again. Just knowing where he was. And on his second motion, placing the ball on the chalk, counting for that 5-pointer. And then there were more opportunities. This was Derek Mbaire. Beautiful offload to Iman Okwako. And what a try that was from the inside center. He had been quiet throughout the first half. Rose to prominence in the second half. Beautiful try. They don't come better than that. And you could see the elation, the excitement from the Nakuru fans. And that was a beautifully struck penalty from Andrew Matoke that took the score to 13-12 before Okwako actually builded Ogeta with the try line inches close, stepped into touch, and then this opportunistic try from Clinton Odhiambo. I'd like to think he was named after former US President Bill Clinton. That try was it. Any moment from now, we're going into the post-match interviews with William Njuguna.
Coach Gibson, your thoughts on the game? What went right, what went wrong? A fair result?
I'm not sure if it's a fair result. I think Strathmore had a chance to win at the end. They did not. We had a few chances where we crossed the line, we couldn't put the ball down. So I think the intensity of the game was okay. I think too many enforced errors on our side. We controlled tempo most of the time, but gave away turnovers at crucial moments, and it really hurt us. That goes to show that we have a lot of work to do on our breakdowns, and at the same time on our decision making, because we had so much possession. We should have won this game, in my view.
Okay, what do you take out? What do you take out now to your next game? By the way, what areas do you think your team has to improve going into your next game next weekend?
I have to tidy up the breakdowns, and then the decision making has to be on. I have to play the right areas, and we have to, most of the times we give away so many penalties because we scored 3 tries, they scored 1 try, and at the end we are tied. So that tells you that our discipline was not good at all. We gave away so many penalties and they punished us.
Thank you very much, Coach. Thank you. Coach, John Bay, a draw, a fair result?
No, not fair. We let ourselves down in that game. A lot of indiscipline cost us. When we played 60 minutes, think about 60 minutes with 14 men, unnecessarily. The 2 guys who got those yellow cards, it wasn't necessary. Gen also went off the script when you are leading, trying to be adventurous in the 122, trying to play from deep in our half, and we had a clear plan what we wanted to do. But any time we played according to script, we put them under pressure, got to the territory, and were able to get out of there with points. Even the 2 tries they scored, basically off our mistakes, giving away possession, where they were able to put us under pressure in the 22. The other one was we got a turnover on a line out. A hooker passed the ball. I don't know for what reason he should have carried that ball, and they just got a gift try. So there's a lot of things that we need to sort out in that regard. I think had we not been too much in a hurry, too indisciplined, I think they would have gotten more points than the 2.
What areas now do you work on for your next game?
We'll look at the discipline area aspect. We also need to keep on loading on our fitness. I think that's one area that we also keep on have to look at. But just to keep on building on the points, I think probably we've gone maybe one position up. I don't know. We'll look at it at the end of the regular games. But we probably just looking at how we can just get that inexperience out. But I think a lot of the schoolboy errors, a lot of inexperience showing in just the way we gave away those penalties, the yellow cards that they got, the cheap penalties, cheap cards to get. And when playing against a team like Oilers, very quality side, we wouldn't be able to give away such penalties, and also just territory. Because once you get the indiscipline coming in, you miss out on enjoying the territory. But anytime we're playing on the script, the territory is there. So we'll just address it, hopefully sweep it under the rug and move on.
Thank you very much and all the best. All right, you've heard from the 2 coaches, John Odhiambo of Strathmore Leos, and you've also heard from Gibson Weru of Menengai Oilers. That game has ended 19-19. So remember, Strathmore Leos remain winless, but they pick up a point or 2 points for drawing. Coming up at 4 p.m., it's the big game, the blockbuster of a showdown between the Menengai Cream Homeboys and the home team, Top 4 Nakuru.
Join me, Mohamed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
I joined Top 4 Nakuru last year in June. from Strathmore, and my immediate target was to set up structures to rebuild the glory and the pride of Nakuru RFC. So far so good, and we're raring to go. Well, once we have I joined Top Nakuru last year in June from Strathmore, and my immediate target was to set up structures to rebuild the glory and the pride of Nakuru RFC. So far so good, and we're raring to go. Well, once we have championship DNA in terms of winning back-to-back championships in 2011-2012, I think you have that feeling of the fans and probably the whole atmosphere in Nakuru, knowing that they have players who can basically take it and win a league, and that's the expectation that is still there, and we are slowly getting our feet back on track, and basically happy with what you're doing. Well, some of it is just to deal with how you attract the players into the club. Secondly, that's basically acquiring players. Secondly, we're looking at how to manage the players within the club, basically in regards to what they ought to be, because rugby is something that is multi-skill. We also look at things beyond the grounds. Off the pitch, I think, is where you make the players a bit more, in regards to how they go to school, how they live life, how they aspire to be better in life. And that's where we put kind of like a mentorship system, where we see them grow, because we know rugby in Kenya is still amateur, and maximum a player can give is 10, mostly 15 years to rugby in regards to playing. And we are looking to give them the tools to give them until their heydays in their lives. Well, for me it was positive, because you can see us ticking so many boxes. One being that we're able to be very competitive. We had a game against Cabras where I think we learned so many lessons in regards to where we need to go. They're up there, and we believe that with time we should be able to get there. We're happy about picking points against Strathmore and also Impala, who we didn't pick any points against. And then the two varsity sides, Mean Machine and KU, we're also able to take maximum points. We're at number 6, a good place to be at, but we know we have to work harder to get to our promised land, which is basically to get to the playoffs. That's the journey that we want to take to get back to basically our rugby that we want to show our people we can play. And also the players need to understand where they are and where they need to go. And together in hand, we are surging forward. Not really. We're just happy to have Monate back, who had asked for transfer to Homeboys. He's one of our highlight players because he's been here since 2013 as an educated player, and there's so many of them. And one of the things we're trying to do is to train as many players as we can, and that has been good so far. We are thinking of development, so the age structures are coming up very well. So we have some boys who are coming from Nakuru, who I think have done well with Felix Olo, their coach, and also my assistant at Nakuru RFC. We are looking to get good talent from high school. And with that, the club and the sponsor, we're very happy for that, who are able to give us academic scholarships to be able to find our course. I believe we are getting our feet slowly but surely, and I believe the better days coming.
started playing rugby in high school. From there, I joined Mean Machine. I went to 2 schools, Highway and St. Mary's. After that, I joined Mean Machine. That was back in 2008. Then I joined KCB for a month and a half. I had not settled down. I was looking for a place where I could easily settle down and, let me say, camouflage with the team. Then after that, when Homeboyz rugby started, I joined them. And I've been in Homeboyz ever since. I'll see the growth of the club from a place whereby you would actually win nothing, just participate, to a place whereby you're forced to reckon with. That can be my biggest achievement in this club as a player, because when we started it was a bit wishy-washy. I remember our first ever game that we actually celebrated was a win against Queens in the Kenya Cup, and then return, it was quite an interesting loss. Then after that, loss. As from 2013, the team started growing to a point whereby you can win 7s with the maximum points. You can lead the Kenya Cup table. That's quite something to take home. Personally, look at growth as a rugby. So in Kenya, I would start with actually my coach, Paul Murunga, because he played rugby, and now he's in actually giving back through mentoring as well as coaching. I would go as well as Kipto. He's actually advanced on the pitch and off the pitch, which is quite remarkable. Who else would I would look at? Quite a number of players who have achieved on, like Benjamin Aimba. Right now he's actually giving back, and he was excelled on and off the pitch. So those are my locally. And come to international, funny thing is I look forward to a player who does not play the same position as I do. I look like Quid Cooper, because right now he's actually off the pitch and he's actually more successful than he was on the pitch. So that in itself shows character, which is what builds a player. Considering the position I play, I might play for a few more years, probably, I don't know, 2 or 3. But for Homeboyz, I see the team growing. Considering you can have players who was young as 18, 19, being given a chance to play against veterans in the 7s and in the 15s, such opportunities, that shows a club that is growing. And if you want to see any growth in any organization or any team as it is, look at the forthcoming, don't look at the current situation that they're in. So if you have players who are 18, 19 playing against, and it's always a privilege as a senior player seeing the person who's supporting you is actually a younger player looking up to you. It's quite something. Personal achievement, I see myself winning the Kenya Cup before actually hanging my boots, and I see, because there's a program we run every Sunday called King's Rugby Development Academy, where we bring kids from Kibera, actually around 300, train rugby with them, and then they're fed and they're taken back to Kibera. So in the future, I see me participating more and giving back to the community through the Kibera initiative run by King's Rugby.
Missed out on some weekend footballing action? Perhaps that last-minute winner? That controversial moment?
This is the Champions League, headline being written.
Or even some off-field drama?
Respect.
With the help of expert analysts and of course you the fans will be covering all matters football.
The character within these players is magnificent. Also during the World Cup, Hazard was at the top of his game.
Tune in to Monday Night Football with me, your host Mohamed Abubakar, from 8:30 p.m. on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans. Football 254 is back. Fresh face, fresh show. A show that brings you the best of Kenyan football from the Kenyan Premier League to the National Super League, magnifying all matters grassroots football and the national team. Join me, Mohamed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
To the second of our double header here at the Nakuru Athletic Club in the heart of the Rift Valley, the Central Rift to be exact. It's Nakuru RFC, top flight Nakuru, taking on Homeboys in a blockbuster of a showdown here. As you can see now, the two teams, who I think, if I'm not wrong, have the same sponsor, getting onto the field of action. This is the match we've been waiting for, and you can hear the cheering and clapping of the Nakuru fans as they cheer the Nakuru RFC side, who lost last week to Harlequins by 36 points to 21. As Homeboys also make their entry here. These two sides are chasing a playoff spot. Nakuru missed out on the playoffs last year, while Homeboys made it to the Kenya Cup semi-finals but lost to Cabras in the semi-final. So a playoff spot, a very key game to determine who moves up the ladder and who stays out of the playoff positions. The two teams with one final prayer. In case you missed it, the game that kicked off at 2 p.m. So the Oilers and the Leos draw by 19 points to 19 in a frenetic, fast-paced match. As we are about to get underway, the center referee is none other than Constant Cap, who, remember, refed last week's game between Impala and Nondis. So Homeboys looks like they'll be playing from right to left, and the top friend Nakuru side will be playing from left to right. In the picture there is Leon Adongo. The game about to start here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. It's been searing hot in the Rift Valley. The lineup for the day, starting with Nakuru: Edward Mosetti, Lucas Obara, Ezekiel Oetere, Philip Owor, Moses Okendo, Edwin Anunda, Teddy Aguta, Edwin Zmakori, the captain. In the backs, Lawrence Ishunga, Martin Muita, Walter Okoth, Kelvin Omio, Brian Mayaka, Collins Onyango, and Crispin Onyango. And on the Homeboy side, Thomas Okidia, Joseph Malemba, Meshek Akenga, Franco Uma, Wallace Onyango, Bruce Shemi, Roy Wesonga, Stanley Sogol. And in the backs, Mohamed Omolo, Evin Asena, Leon Adongo, Mohati, Israel Soy, and John Remke. So play about to get underway here between these two sides. Homeboys winning last week 35 points to 23 against Black Blood, and Nakuru losing to Queens at the RFUA ground by 36 points to 21. So Martin Evin Asena with the kickoff. Lucas Obara there, feeding the ball there to Lawrence Ishunga. And that will be a line-out throw for Menengai Cream Homeboys. Line-out throw there by Joseph Malemba. Won there by Wallace Onyango, Mohamed Omolo, and there was an infringement there. Actually a knock-on by Homeboys, and it's going to be advantage back to Nakuru. So it's going to be a scramble for Nakuru. Scrum off there, Lawrence Uchunga, making his first competitive start, having played for the Kenya Under-20 team under Paulo Dera. A real baptism of fire. And Shunga penalized there by the referee, so the Homeboy scrum. And said they'll go again here. So Lawrence Ishunga on his debut for Nakuru gets the ball out from that scrum, gives it to Martin Muita, and Muita just punts the ball downfield. It's a good kick. And that ball was out. Was a foot in touch there by Jan Remke. And it's going to be a line-out throw for Nakuru. Edwin Makori, one of the few veterans alongside Philip Kwame from that Nakuru team that won back-to-back Kenya Cups in 2013 and 2014. But they've really fallen off the radar in the last couple of seasons. And Micho Chola trying to get them back into the playoffs for the very first time since those heady days. Won there by Sugar. Gives it now to Moses Okendo. Okendo goes into contact, presents it to Sugar again. Gives it now to Edwin Anunda. Anunda. Sugar again with that pass finds Muita. Muita tackled there by Israel Soy. Delayed with that pass and infringement there by Homeboys. As you can see the picture there, Simon Odongo, the Homeboys tactician. So it's going to be a scramble for Nakuru, who have settled quite early in this game. Can they make it count following that defeat to Queens last week? Simon Odongo, the man in the picture, the Homeboys tactician, with the sunglasses. No Geoffrey Ominde for Nakuru this afternoon. Dominic Abuyeka on the bench for Nakuru. So Lawrence Ishuga up against Mohamed Omolo. It'll be a fascinating battle at scrum time. Makori now finds Muita. Muita finds Calvin Omio. Omio now gives that ball, but that pass wasn't the best of passes. And Omolo toss that ball ahead, but the referee has called for an infringement. And I think it will be a Nakuru ball. Not very good play coming in from Nakuru in the backs there. Calvin Omio's pass just didn't find any hand. But I think they'll get a second bite of the cherry. A very warm welcome to those of you who are joining us. We are live on Bamba Sport here at the Nakuru Athletic Club Kenya Cup match day 7. Other fixtures being played across the Republic. We do have the league leaders, Kabras at Jamhuri Park taking on Nondis. KCB the champions in the Thika Road Derby against Black Blood at the Kenyatta University grounds, and Queens away at Mid Machine, while a resurgent Mwamba are playing Impala at the Railway Club. What can Homeboys do here? Israel Soy finding some gap here, and he finds this man, Remke. Good pass there to Leon Odongo. Leon Odongo. Odongo, can he go over the whitewash? Yes, he can. And that's opening try there from Homeboys. They do get the first 5-pointer. And it all started from this man, Jan Remke, feeding the ball to Leon Odongo. And Odongo just showing his experience to go over the line and shrug off the Nakuru RFC defenders. And Homeboys do get the first 5-pointer of the afternoon. Try number 1 for Homeboys. And it's 5-0 to Homeboys here. Leon Odongo with the opening try. And the conversion kick now to be taken by Evin Asena. Just to remind you who's on the substitutes bench on both sides. On the Homeboy side, we have Aaron Kalechi, Patrick Ouko, Elfas Etemesi, Paul Lakach, Leonard Mugaisi, Henry Ayaya, and Marco Ngayo. And on the Nakuru side, Emmanuel Mboya, James Njenga, Innocent Wasilwa, Eric Nyangoya, Donald Alwoch, Tyson Osiago, Monata Kwe, and Duncan Abuyeka. So Asena with the conversion. And a good start there by Homeboys. Silencing this noisy crowd here at Nakuru. And Asena's kick surely lacking the direction and the accuracy. So Homeboys with a 5-0 lead here. Was a brilliant play there by Jan Remke. Combining very well with Bob Muhati to put that man there. The call Leon Adengo over the whitewash. So what can Nakuru do? Martin Mwita with the restart. 7 minutes gone. Still a long way to go. And that kick has it crossed the 10-meter line? It didn't, and it's advantage back to Homeboys. Stanley Iso goal there. Mohamed Omolo. Remember, from the kickoff, the ball must cross the 10-meter line there. And Mohamed now Evin Asena with the penalty attempt to take play back to Nakuru territory. Line out throw on there by Homeboys. Now here comes man in jersey number 20, Stanley Iso goal. Iso goal there, carrying the ball hard and strong. And Nakuru able to clear off their lines. But it's all Homeboys here. Jan Remke. And it's all ping pong, bit scrappy. Leon Adongo gives it now to Bob Muhati. Muhati puts the ball downfield. Rugby ball always bubbling and bouncing whenever you let it bounce. And Lawrence Sugar is able to clear his lines as advantage swinging back to Homeboys. 5-0 the scoreline. Homeboys with a very good start here in the Central Rift against Nakuru RFC. Joseph Amalemba now with this line-out throw. Mohamed Omolo pops it back. And it's Homeboys who are asking all the questions here. Omolo finds Asena. Asena tries to find the play in Israel Soy. And there was a handling error there by the Homeboys backs as they're on the attack. And it's advantage back to Nakuru. Israel Soy, pass wasn't well read there by Israel Soy.
In our picture there is Lawrence Sugar, 17-year-old. Last year, he is 18 years old. Became the youngest ever match official in Kenya. That was a big run from the center. Homeboys leading through a try from Leon Adongo, the experienced man who has played his rugby at Kenya Harlequin and Impala. Former Kenya Sevens international. There we see him in shirt number 11. His younger brother Dan had a stint in professional rugby with the Blue Bulls in South Africa. Played some rugby in New Zealand with Counties Manawatu before, Counties Mankau before making the switch to the NFL, the National Football League in America, but he really didn't cut it. But in other matters here, it is Homeboys with the penalty advantage. Evin Asena, the man tasked with the kicking duties. Evin Asena has played his club rugby at Western Bulls and the Catholic Monks. Was an interesting signing, but he is a very exciting player. And obviously that combination between him and Mohamed Omolo, 9 and 10, should be electric for Homeboys. kick is short and the scores remain 5-0. And just looking at the opening 12 or so minutes of the match, it is Homeboys who have been the dominant side here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Martin Mwita, former Kenya under-20 international. He was part of that Nakuru squad that won 2 Kenya Cup titles in 2013 and 2014. Still only 25. Gets us restarted there. The ball is claimed. Ball is claimed there by Ezekiel Waitere. And play continues there. That handling error, is it costly? This is Soy, he beats his first man. This is Evin Asena. The tackle is solid from Walter Okoth. It is Homeboys still charging ahead, and it is the try scorer there, Leon Adongo. Strong running from the former Kenya Sevens man. Astute defense from the Nakuru players. Line out throw claimed there by Philip Owor. Nakuru defending deep in their territory. We will have to see something from Lawrence Ishuga and Martin Mwita. That ball fails to find touch. Adongo just keeps it alive, plays it to Evin Asena. Actually, that is Brian Juma. There was a handling error there. This match being supervised by that man in pink, Constant Cap. One of the most experienced match officials in the country today. He is an urban planner by profession. And there in our picture you see Kenya under-20 international Lawrence Ishuga. And you have to give it to Nakuru William in terms of their player development pathways. Lawrence Ishuga has come through the ranks, has been trained both as a player and as a match official. And he is definitely going to stay involved in the game of rugby for a very long time.
Yeah, very young man, and we do congratulate him for that early start that he has had in his rugby career, and also his refereeing career. As here come Nakuru now, Makori. That pass wasn't the best of passes here. And it's going to be a line-out throw for Homeboys. As Ishuga there tried to go for a quick tap. 16 minutes gone, and it's Homeboys who look the more enterprising, more dangerous side on attack here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. They lead by 5-0. Nakuru yet to settle in this game and take the game through the phases. And it's won there by Wallace Onyango. Homeboys once again on the attack here. Stanley Sogo. Mohamed Omolo going for the box kick. Trying to relieve pressure on his side. And it's won there by Crispin Onyango. Not Crispin Onyango, but Collins Onyango. And it's all messy here from Nakuru here. As Lawrence Ishuga just tries to clear up the mess here at the back. Martin Mwita now finds touch. Yes, and he does find touch there with that kick. Nakuru very scrappy, a bit loose. And it's going to be a line-out throw for Homeboys. Just to remind you of the other fixtures this afternoon in case you missed it.
the Strathmore Leos drew 1919 with Menengai Oilers. And here comes Wole Sonyango. Isogol finds Asena. Asena with a cutout pass finds Israel Soy. Soyina finds that man Leon Adongo, but Adongo meeting stiff resistance there from the Nakuru defense, but is able to present the ball to Omolo. It's all Homeboys here in this opening quarter here. And the referee's whistle has gone. Early days yet, but it's Homeboys who seem to be controlling possession and territory, playing the much more enterprising, structured rugby. As Nakuru yet to find their footing here on home soil. Remember, they lost last weekend. Good tackle there coming in from the Nakuru winger, Walter Okoth, on his opposite number. Adongo, Leon Adongo, veteran having played for Harlequins, Impala, and now playing for Homeboys. I think there is a water break here after 18.5 minutes at the Nakuru Athletic Club. The sun has been out for the better part of this day and this afternoon. So the players just catching their breath here. Philip Kwame there in the picture, one of the veterans in this team alongside Edwin Makori and Martin Mwita. Part of the team that won back-to-back Kenya Cups in 2013 and 2014.
And we just catch a glimpse of a side that has never won the Kenya Cup yet, but they have been in contention the past few seasons. Homeboys RFC. And the interesting bit, William Juguna, about these two teams is that they are both sponsored by the Menengai oil refineries. Therefore, a bit of, not a bit, but definitely sibling rivalry between these two sides. Obviously, one has to go and report to the parent that they are better than the other.
Yes, it is a sibling rivalry between these two teams. And you throw in also Cabras Sugar, who are part of this family of Menengai Cream Oilers, Menengai Cream Homeboys and Top Fry Nakuru.
Interestingly, though, I didn't see a water break at any point during the early kickoff between the Oilers and the Strathmore Leos, and the temperatures were a lot more difficult than what we're experiencing right now. Or probably Godwin Karuga, with all his 20 years of experience, is a very fit man.
Edwin Makori there just picking that ball from the base of the scrum, going on an 8-man pick. Ishuga again finds Philip Kwame. Kwame, haven't seen so much of him in this game. He's able to present the ball to Ishuga again. Ishuga presents the ball now to Edwin Mosetti. Remember, Nakuru making 7 changes in this game after the defeat to Harlequins. Ishuga trying to change direction. Makori on a good run now, finds Ishuga, and Ishuga just drops the ball there. Very unfortunate. Not Ishuga actually. Was him. Sugar just dropping the ball there. Beg your pardon. But the referee's arm, I think, was out for an advantage. Play about to go on here. And Nakuru find territory and touch with that kick. Can they get something out of this? They have been second fiddle in this opening 15 minutes or so.
We're midway through the first half here of the second fixture of this doubleheader from the Nakuru Athletic Club. Host club Nakuru RFC in the green and black strip, trailing Homeboys by 5 points to 0. This is Lucas Atito Obara, an alumnus of the Kakamega High School, long-serving member of Nakuru RFC. He will be the man tasked with the line-out throw. As the Sun just seeking to establish its dominance over the audience here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. That ball is claimed in the air by Moses Okendo, another one of the youngsters who have come through the very stable Nakuru youth rank structures.
And once again, Nakuru losing possession there. All the hard work done in the line out, not paying off there. They lost that ball in possession, so it's going to be a knock-on from Nakuru and advantage back to Homeboys, who only lead by 5 points to 0 after 23 minutes gone here at the Nakuru Athletic Club in the heart of the Rift Valley.
And remember, there are other matches taking place at this very moment around the country. Over the Kenyatta University's Black Blood against KCB. At the University of Nairobi ground, it is the Mean Machine against Kenya Harlequin. Over at the Jamhuri Park, it is Kabras Sugar playing away to Nondescripts. While at the Relay Club, it is Mwamba facing Impala Saracens. The early kickoff saw the Strathmore Leos and Menengai Oilers play to a 19-all draw.
Poor kick there coming in from Mohamed Omolo, who's trying to relieve pressure from his side, and play will come back to where he took that kick, and it's going to be advantage to Nakuru. Can they make it count here? Still early days in this encounter, and the Homeboys only lead by 5 points to 0.
And you just feel, William, that since that try, Homeboys have faded off as Nakuru just grow in ascendancy. And this is a crucial line break from the experienced former Kenya international Kelvin Omio, who's also had a stint at Homeboys. He also played for Pirates in Uganda. That was an interesting phase of his career. But back to the action here, it is Homeboys just beginning to peel under the pressure that is coming through from the home side, Nakuru.
Latest score from Jamhuri Park is that Kabras are leading by 17 points to 0. And we've only played 24 minutes there. Just trying to update you on the other scores as we get them.
And that looked a bit dodgy. Martin Mwita found himself in a bit of a bind, but the ball eventually cleaned up. This is former Kenya Harlequin man, Brian Maina Mayaka. He does well to present that ball, but no. There was double movement from him. And the possession swings the way of Homeboys. 15 minutes to play in the first half here at the Nakuru Athletic Club.
It's been a scrappy contest so far, apart from the magical try which Homeboys scored. A lot of knock-ons. The game hasn't had a really fluent edge to it like we saw in the first game between Strathmore Leos and Menengai Oilers. And it's going to be a line-out throw here by Homeboys, Joseph Amalemba. Lawrence Sugar there, dispossessed of the ball there, and it's Joseph Amalemba who wins off that ball, and it's now Homeboys now on the attack now. What can they do here? Omolo gives the ball now there to Meshaka Kenga. Kenga goes hard into contact, and the referee's arm. Will be advantage to Homeboys here, and it's a yellow card, and Nakuru down to 14 men. For a professional foul there at the breakdown.
We will be confirming the man who has been sent to the sin bin. But that is not the kind of decision you would want to go against you. Deep in your half, and with about 13 minutes of the first half to play. Homeboys in the ascendancy, leading by 5 points to 0. They have withstood a spell of Nakuru pressure, and their visit into the Nakuru 22 has resulted in a yellow card. We're hoping in a minute or two that our floor manager will be able to furnish us with the name of the man who has been dispatched to the sin bin. And this is Evin Asena, plays that ball. Easy Sawyer had a bit of a problem fielding it first time round. The defense that is coming through from Nakuru is desperate. It is swift. It is effective for the moment. But the forward movement from Homeboys cannot be curtailed. It is Lucas Obara Atito. He has been subjected to 10 minutes in the naughty chair. And that is a blow, especially when you consider the fact that he plays in the front row. These are Homeboys coming through. Is that a second try? Constant Cap does not confirm the try. Lucky escape for Nakuru.
Yeah, lucky escape there for Nakuru. That to me looked like a certain try, but there was a forward pass in the build-up to that second try. So the try has been chalked off, and it's still Homeboys who look the more dangerous team here, Michael Kwambo. They look well organized, they look efficient, they look sharp in attack. They're defending very well, while Nakuru are literally just feeding off scraps, and we're yet to see them as an attacking force going through the phases here in this encounter here at the Nakuru Athletic Club.
And let's just see what happened. Well, yes, that was the moment. The ball was offloaded from Jean Remke to Stanley Isogol, but it traveled forward. Lucky escape for the host side, Nakuru.
Collins Onyango being treated there by the Nakuru medics. It will be a scramble for Nakuru. 10.5 minutes to go to the end of the first half. Half time has really flown. And Homeboys will just have to be better with the ball. They have to be efficient. Just a snapshot of the crowd who are coming to catch a glimpse of the action here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. That magical moment which put Leon Adongo over the whitewash. The difference in this first half as Homeboys lead 5 points to 0 against Nakuru. Good scrummaging coming in from Homeboys, but Nakuru are able to defend their lines very well. Lawrence Sugar gives the ball now to...
That was Walter Okoth. Philip Kwame just there to secure that rack. Martin Muita with the boot downfield. Does he get territory for Nakuru? Yes, he does. A kick that Lavin Asego, our host on Try Time every Wednesday, would be proud of.
Absolutely. Good clearance kick from Martin Muita. Taking play out of the Nakuru 22 and at least giving them some breathing room.
This is Joseph Amalemba with the line-out throw. It is claimed by Felix Oma. The Nakuru players just looking to curtail his movement, but the Homeboys forwards arriving in numbers. Nakuru forced the turnover. This is Lawrence Sugar, and you know, William, back to Lawrence Sugar, match official. It is good having such a player who has a very good grasp of the law. He probably would know how to control this game much better, understanding his referee. But that ball played back home. That was Brian Juma with the big punt. It is 50-50 ball there. Constant Cap was playing the advantage. Eventually calls for the handling error. Once again, it is advantage Homeboys. About 8.5 minutes of the first half to play here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. It used to be known as Suguta Valley, but they changed it to the more sedate name of the Nest. A bit soft, but I think that's something that we can have a conversation with the Nakuru players and officials over the weekend.
Over the weekend, yes. And change of name and things not really working out well for Nakuru so far.
So it is the future against the present. That was current Kenya Simba's scrum half Mohamed Omolo against Kenya under-20 international Lawrence Sugar at the scrum down. Homeboys just leading this one by 5 points to 0. Leon Adongo's early try separating the two sides. And that was a crucial steal from Moses Okendo. He has been a busybody, but guilty of, actually not guilty, it was Homeboys guilty of the handling error, and the man guilty of that was Bob Muhati. Bob Muhati, an off-season signing from Mount Kenya University, Thika. Initially played his rugby at Western Bulls before making the switch to MKU Thika, and now at Homeboys. Another one for the future, Bob Muhati.
Scrappy game between these two teams, just between these two sides, just showing their level in the log, both 7th and 8th in the log, and maybe just a fair reflection of where they stand in the table. Kelvin Omio playing in the back row as the number 8, not not in his traditional favored position of center.
Yeah, that move for Kelvin Omio has been necessitated by Lucas Obara Atito's yellow card. This is Martin Muita with the kick behind the Homeboys defense. Does he have men arriving in numbers to chase that ball? That is good pressure coming through. There's a 50-50 ball. Who can claim it? Will it be Homeboys? Will it be Nakuru? Homeboys players doing well to relieve that pressure, but that was good pressure coming through from Nakuru.
First real moment of indecision in the Homeboys back three there. The pass was not well read by the Homeboys winger, John Remke. So they're able to dodge a bullet there because Nakuru also not able to stamp the authority there and take advantage. So it's still 5-0 as we enter into the last 5 minutes of the first half here at the Nakuru Athletic Club, even Asena with the 22-meter dropout.
That's a big kick. It doesn't find touch. It is fielded by a Nakuru player, returning the favor. That looked awkward and awful as both players collided. They haven't risen from that. This is Mohamed Omolo just looking to secure that ball. Mohamed Omolo with the kick downfield. Homeboys player still struggling to find his feet as Crispin Onyango gets play restarted with the quick line out. This is Onyango once again. This is Philip Owor Kwame, the experienced player, and then the knock-on coming through from Walter Okoth. It just kills the momentum. Possession is turned over back with Homeboys. Constant Cap just making sure that offside line is not breached, and this is a line break from number 8 for Homeboys, Stanley Isogol. The show and go that flat foots his defender, but eventually cleaned up for Homeboys, for Nakuru.
They got the most with that ball, trying to clean up there, and a missed opportunity there for Homeboys. Stanley Isogol with a nice line break, but once again, lack of support there, derailing any attempt to score a second try. He had made a lot of meters, but that final pass there, killing any momentum that Homeboys might have had to score a second try of the afternoon.
And as we speak, you have to give credit to Nakuru fly half Martin Muita. He has been astute with his territorial play. The man on the floor there is Edwin Makori, the very experienced Edwin Makori, and he is receiving treatment from the Homeboys medic Samu Cheng. As a beauty of sport, your adversarial tendencies are forgotten in your time of need.
Yeah, and also I'll give credit to Nakuru for their scrambling defense. They've been able to scramble their defense very well, especially when Homeboys have been on the attack. But so far it's been a scrappy contest in this opening 35 minutes, and a bit of more quality needed from both sides.
And you know, William, as we head into the last probably 4 minutes of the first half, just looking at the manpower on both sides, replacements bench, we do have Emmanuel Boya, James Jenga, Innocent Wasilwa, Eric Nyangoya, Don Aloch, Tyson Asiago, Monato Akwe, and Duncan Abuyeka for Nakuru, while for Homeboys, Aaron Kalechi, Patrick Ouko, Kenya Simbas International, Elfa Setemesi, Paula Kach, Philip Mwanzo, Leonard Bugaisi, Henry Aya, and Makongayo for Homeboys. Do you think these players will make a difference?
Looks like, yes, they will make a difference as the man in the bin there, Lucas Obara, is asking if he should be coming back on. He was sent to the bin after 26 minutes.
Yeah, we see you too, the fans there on TV. Your greetings have been passed to whoever it was you're saying hi to, as play just continues here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Constant Cup just making sure everything is in order. And from the line out, that ball is stolen by Edwins Makori. Setting up Nakuru, and another handling error, William, just as Nakuru find themselves with the platform to attack.
Absolutely, it's been the story of the first half as Lucas Obara prepares to come back in. Latest score from the Jamhuri Park is that Cabras do already have their bonus point, 22-0 as we approach the halftime interval. While at the Railway Club, it's Mwamba leading Impala by 10 points to 6. We shall be giving other scores from the KCB Blackbird game and the Machine game against Harlequins at the University of Nairobi ground. It's match day 7 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season. We are live here at the Nakuru Athletic Club for Nakuru versus Homeboys, and it's Homeboys leading by 5 points to 0, but it's been a very scrappy first half with the only moment of brilliance coming in from Leon Adongo's try. Stanley Isogol. Isogol, shoved back there by
Kelvin Omio. That was youth meeting experience, quite literally. It was a bit awkward there, and yes, Constant Cup noticing the awkwardness, calling for the infringement. Let's just see that again. This is youth, and that is experience. Lawrence Ishuga, I think he has been unnerved on his Kenya Cup debut. This is actually his first appearance for the Nakuru seniors. Martin Mwita just hesitated with that pass before finding his man. And we do have a man on the wing, that is Collins Onyango. Constant Cup playing the advantage as Homeboys force the turnover. The penalty quickly taken by Evin Asena. Mohamed Omolo kicking behind the Nakuru defense. It is a foot race. Who will claim that ball fast? Will it be Collins Onyango or will it be Brian Juma? The ball did not bounce, luckily for either of the two. There is a break in play. And William, we have done the 40 minutes of the first half. What does Constant Cup have to say?
Probably, I think that ball has gone out. It will be a line-out throw to Nakuru because it's Mohamed Omolo who put that kick through there. And a very scrappy first half about to end.
It is going to be a Nakuru line-out throw. Lucas Obara Atito. His return has seen Nakuru return to their full complement of 15 players. The line-out throw is long. There's a 50-50 ball. Oh, and Homeboys unlucky as the penalty advantage remains with Nakuru, but that was a gilt-edged opportunity for Homeboys to add a second try, and that would have been just what they needed heading into halftime.
Yeah, Felix Oma there, the guilty party of just badging off Kelvin Omio as the line-out was going. The ball bounced, and instead of playing the ball, Oma played the man, and Crispin Onyango with that kick that looks for territory. Homeboys with a slender 5-0 lead, 5-0 lead as we approach the halftime interval. We shall be giving you other scores once we get them. But it looks like Cabras will stay on top for another week. They lead Nondis 29 points to 0 at the Jamhuri Park showground.
And as we speak, William Juguna, a score coming through from the Kenyatta University grounds is that KCB leading Black Blood by 15 points to 3. That was a big piece of play from the Nakuru player that just excites the crowd here. Brian Mayaka seemed to have lost that ball, but it fell backwards. It is claimed by Edwins Makori. Ishuga with the distribution. There's Makori once again to his fellow experienced man, Philip Kwame. This is Edward Mosetti, does well to claim that ball. We saw Edward Mosetti last week play in the back row. This week he starts in the front row. That is Martin Muito, the ball out wide. Atito with the ball to Kelvin Omio. He doesn't have the pace he used to possess. Passes that ball to Collins Onyango. Good continuity from Nakuru. Philip Kwame takes a man down with him, does well to present that ball. The crowd is excited here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Showboating, you think, from Martin Muita with that pass to Edwin Anunda. I think we are on the 7th phase of play. Penalty advantage with Nakuru. Edwin's Makori with the quickly taken penalty. Philip Kwame surging forward. This is Calvin Omio. Those three men boast of a lot of experience, and they have given Nakuru the forward movement. Constant Cap is at the scene of the incident, just making sure everything goes to book, and the try has been scored. That was beautiful play, William, from Nakuru.
The best passage of play in the first half, the continuity in possession, playing the ball, looking for space. It resembled more of a sevens game, but you could tell the ball handling by Nakuru was excellent. They were able to keep the ball alive, and finally they get this. Philip Kwame gets on the scoreboard on the stroke of halftime, and that takes the game level to 5-5 with the conversion to come from Nakuru by Martin Muita.
Wow, William, that was a fantastic play. And as we speak, a Homeboys player has been sent to the bin, and once again we trust our very reliable, very capable floor manager to find out who it is. Micho Chola betraying no emotion as his side draws level here on the stroke of halftime. Martin Muita with the pressure kick. Will he put Nakuru ahead, or will the two sides go into the break all square? Martin Muita, former Kenya under-20 international, still only 25 years of age. His kick is successful, and Nakuru go into the halftime break leading by 7 points to 5. And William Juguna, much as it has been a low-scoring half, it has been exciting.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a game of two halves in one half, because it's Homeboys who made all the running in the first half. The first 20-25 minutes, Homeboys were on top, leading with that beautiful try scored by Leon Adongo. But just on the stroke of halftime, Nakuru finds some inspiration, put the ball through the hands, through the faces, and Philip Kwame is able to go over the whitewash, and Martin Muita is able to kick over the conversion. So at halftime here at the Nakuru Athletic Club on match day 7, Nakuru 7, Homeboys 5, as we take you through the highlights of this first half. A bit scrappy, but two moments of quality from both teams reflecting on the scoreboard. The two teams now walking onto the pitch. Can see there Israel Remke and Leon Adongo able to go over the whitewash to give Homeboys the lead at 5 points to 0. Bob Buhati there, actually the fullback. Brian Juma able to put Leon Adongo into space, and he ghosted in between to score the opening try there. And it was all Homeboys in the opening 20-25 minutes of this game. And Nakuru just were not able just to get anything in those opening 25 minutes. They were spilling the ball there. Crispin Onyango, you can see there. Martin Muita finding Kelvin Omio, and Omio was lost on his edge on extra pace in his legs. Nakuru tried to find their way. Stanley Iso goal. Shunted back there by Kelvin Omio. You can see the reaction of the crowd. So the halftime score here at the Nakuru Athletic Club, it's Nakuru leading by 7 points to 5. We shall catch you for second half commentary in a few minutes.
Football 254 is back. Fresh face, fresh show. A show that brings you the best of Kenyan football from the Kenyan Premier League to the National Super League, magnifying all matters grassroots football and the national team. Join me, Mohammed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
I started playing rugby a while ago in high school, and after that I joined Nakuru Athletics Football Club, where I started playing, and we had a very successful time. I played for the club. I think as a player I managed to win the Kenya Cup, which had eluded the club for a very long time, and then we won several major 7 circuits. We won the Enterprise Cup, we won the tenor side. So I think I was very satisfied with what I achieved with Nakuru. And at the same time, I was very privileged to play for the national team for about 6 years, play for the national 7s team, and also for the 15s team. So when it was time to call time on my career, I thought I still had more to offer to the game. I was very passionate about coaching. At my time at Nakuru, I used to coach and play at the same time for a very long time. So when the opportunity presented itself, I took it with both arms, because it was my dream. It was my dream to always coach a club from scratch, to start with players who I can develop from the foundation of going up. So it's something that I'm very happy about, and I'm very happy with where I am and where we are moving as a club. The club was founded in mid-2015, and we competed in our first 7th season in that year. We managed to finish 10th, which in my view was a huge feat. And then we joined the nationwide league in that year, and we won the league. 2016 we were promoted into the nationwide. We played extremely well and finished runners up, qualified for Kenya Cup. In that same year, we managed to do very well in the 7 series. We managed to get into a final and several semi-finals. So we ended up finishing 4th that season. I got two of my players selected for the national 7s team, which is something that has never happened before. Having players who play for the nationwide, representing Kenya at the 7s level, which was very, very, very happy with that. And it's been a great journey. This year we joined Kenya Cup as a newbies. The season has been full of up and downs, but I'm extremely happy with where we are. We've played 5 games, lost 4-1-1, but the lessons are what we've picked, and I think we want to turn that around and start winning games as quickly as possible.
Join me, Mohammed Abubakar, on Football 254 every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. only on Bamba Sport, your home of true fans.
Second half commentary resuming here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Welcome back. It's 7-5 in favor of Nakuru, with that converted try on the stroke of halftime, giving them a 2-point lead as we start the second half here. Can Homeboys get back into this game? Philip Kwame with that ball, and that's a knock on there from man in jersey number 17, James Njenga, and it's Homeboys now who take advantage. Second half commentary. Second half has started, and the referee, Constant Cap, calls it back for an infringement, and Homeboys will elect to go and look for touch, look for territory. Kenya Cup action, match day 7 here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Just to remind you of some scores we are getting. Mwamba leading Impala by 15 points to 11 at halftime. Collins Injera scoring Mwamba's third try of the afternoon. Brian Otieno with the first, and Sikuta with the first one. While at the Jamhuri Park ground, it's raining tries for Cabras, who are leading 41 points to 0 at halftime. Good take there coming in from Felix Ouma. Can Homeboys respond? They trail by 2 points here. Mohamed Omolo trying to ball, very sloppy from his forwards there. Couldn't protect the ball at the base of the rack. What can Homeboys do here? That's Mesha Kakenga going into contact. Mohamed Omolo finds Ouma again. Ouma very prominent in these exchanges in this first half. Omolo finds Amalemba. Amalemba juggling that ball to Thomas Okidia. And Roy Wasonga, the man in the bin for Homeboys, sent off when that try was being scored by Nakuru. He has 8 more minutes to go. So it's going to be a line-out throw for Nakuru. Both teams chasing playoff spots here, laying in position 8 and 7. Nakuru in 8, Homeboys in 7. It's going to be a line-out throw for Nakuru. Edwin Makodi wins it, gives it to Ishuga. Ishuga gives it now to Kelvin Omio, who had a very good first half, as much as he has lost a yard of pace. Ishuga with the box kick, and that finds touch, and it will be a line-out throw to Homeboys. Simon Odongo, man in the picture there, a face of calm. He knows his side are still very much in it, and line-out throw will have to be retaken again. It's going to be a scramble for Nakuru. 4 minutes gone into this second half. Lawrence Ishuga feeds that ball into the scrum. It's quite a good scrum from Nakuru. Makori finds Martin Mwita, and Mwita looks for a pocket of space there in the Homeboys side. It's won there by Jan Remke. Remke's pass to Israel Soy, and the referee has blown his whistle. There was a forward pass there, I think, and it's going to be advantage to Nakuru.
As we just see that moment, so Israel Soy, but Constant Cap had called for the forward pass moments earlier. This match here is finely poised between Nakuru and Homeboys. 7-5, 2 points separating the two sides. Philip Owor Kwame's try on the stroke of halftime. Martin Muita's conversion, cancelling out Leon Adongo's early try. That is Edwin's Makori, plays it through to Kelvin Omio. And, you know, William, so far, much as the match is finely poised, you have to give it to the experienced trio from Nakuru. Actually, it's the experienced 4 players from Nakuru: Martin Muita, Edwin's Makori, Philip Kwame, and Kelvin Omio, showing up and actually leading their charges. Their experience, their quality standing out, as they've shown a lot of leadership. They've shown a lot in terms of experience as their side leads 7 points to 5, but it is early days in the second half. We still have about 34 minutes to play. Anything could happen, but you have to give it to the most experienced players on the Nakuru side for guiding their young charges. Remember, Nakuru were Kenya Cup champions in 2013 and 2014, and these 4 players that we've mentioned moments ago were a critical part of that squad.
Absolutely, yes. The 4 players really bringing the experience to the fore in this game and helping Nakuru retake the lead on the stroke of halftime. What can they do in the second half as Mohamed Omolo feeds this ball into the scrum for Homeboys? Isogol, Omolo, now Asena finds Joe Remke, presents the ball to Asena again. Asena finds Felix Ouna, who's been very prominent for this Homeboy side. Omolo gives the ball there to Meshaka Kenga. Kenga tries to muscle his way past the strong arm defense of Nakuru. Omolo scanning his options here, finds Asena. Asena now finds man in jersey number 12, Bob Muhati. Hati taken back in the tackle by Nakuru. The Nakuru defense there, Philip Kwame and Kelvin Omio really standing tall here, carrying no prisoners. James Jenga attempts to make a tackle on Homeboys. Omolo again, not really getting over the advantage line. Wallace Onyango, good defense coming in from Nakuru. Here comes Isogol. Now Isogol on a good run. Does he have support? Isogol, good tackle there coming in from Crispin Onyango. But it's all Homeboys here in these opening exchanges of the second half. They had tons of chances in the first half, but a lot of unforced errors really killing the momentum. And another momentum killer was that Isogol there. A good tackle coming in from Crispin Onyango. And the man in jersey number 8 there for Homeboys, Bruce Chihemi, was able to carry the ball a couple of meters ahead, but there was a knock-on in that, and the attack has just gone dead. So it's advantage to Nakuru.
Although, William, you just feel there's a bit of indecision from Isogol, running as though he was in 2 minds. He was not sure whether to attack the space or to offload to his support player. But you just feel with him in space and with about 10 meters off the try line, he probably should have gone for it. It would have been a lot more easier, but they say the ball carrier's decision is always right. This is Edwin's Makori. He has stood out for Nakuru. Lawrence Ishuga, he was arrested there for a moment by Felix Ouma.
From? And it's a good kick there coming in from, here comes Remke. Good play coming in from Juma. It's Homeboys who are on the attack here, but very strong arm defense coming in from Nakuru. They're holding their own. Remember, it's only a 2-point ball game. There's a lot at stake here between these two sides, who are 7th and 8th in the log. And advantage swinging back to Nakuru. Good defense coming from Nakuru. They were able to hold the ball carrier. Nine minutes have flown by in this first half. So Felix Ishuga now to feed this ball into the scrum for Nakuru. Can they repeat that moment of brilliance we saw in the first half where they literally carved open the Nondis, the Homeboys defense? Edward Makoro always trying to look for the offload. Ishuga, Muita finds a man in jersey number 20 there. That was Tyson Asiago. And the ball is turned over by Homeboys. Mohamed Omolo chips over the advancing Nakuru defense. And it's going to be a line-out throw to Nakuru. Mohamed Omolo not happy with that decision by the assistant referee. So it's going to be a line-out throw for Nakuru. Lucas Obara, who sent the bin in the first half. Won there by Edwin Makori.
And that is Walter Okoth. Is Nakuru setting up another platform? Beautiful distribution from Lawrence Ishuga to Edward Mosetti. Mr. Clubman, as they call him. He also happens to be Nakuru RFC's secretary. Throwing himself into the fray. This is Philip Owor Kwame. His experience, his contribution has been immense. Edwin Makori just delays the pass, steals another meter or so. The ball is kicked back by the Homeboys players, only as far as that man, Walter Okoth. This is a searching run. Nakuru looking to clean it up. They do have Homeboys on the court. We are 12 minutes into the second half. Quickly taken penalty. Lawrence Ishuga, his body language, he's controlling this game, the 18-year-old.
Very well, by the way.
And that
working
is
very well with Martin Muita.
And you can see the decision there to kick for goal. But William Juguna, Lawrence Ishuga, playing with the experience of Edwin Makori.
Yes, absolutely, yes. He's playing very well at scrum half, combining very well with Martin Muita. And it's a penalty for Nakuru. This goes in, they take the score to 10-5. And a better play coming in from Nakuru, especially in this opening 12 minutes of the second half. They're really detecting the tempo and really trying to probe and ask questions of this Homeboys defense. And I think Michotola must have said some very harsh words at halftime to start them into action. Muita's penalty kick is successful. That takes the score now to 10-5 for Nakuru. And the fans there cheering on as that penalty kick went in, and a bit more voice in the stadium or in the grounds now, especially with that penalty going in. Nakuru leading by 10 points to 5. As Evan Asena now goes for the restart. Asena with the restart. And fielded back by Nakuru. Brian Juma. That kick went out. So it will be a 22-meter dropout for Homeboys. Seem to have gone cold in this second half. A couple of substitutions I can see. Leonard Mugaisi has come in. And Leon Adongo goes for the quick tap, and Adongo is off. Does he have support here? Leon Adongo beating 4-3 man now. Does he have support here? Finds Mohamed Omolo. And that pass was actually intended for Stanley Isogo, but it does go out. But very good piece of play coming in from Leon Adongo, who was able to go for the quick tap from the 22-meter dropout and go on a searching ground. You can see that run here. Shrugging off Monata Kwe and playing in the Mohamed Omolo. And Homeboys really missing an opportunity, but the referee has called for that pass by Leonard Ongo to Mohamed Omolo as a forward pass. So it's advantage to Nakuru. Calvin Omio playing at number 8. And there was a knock on there by Nakuru. We could be in for a very low scoring game like the first one, Michael Kwambo. Well, in case you missed it, the first game ended 19-19 between the Menengai Oilers and Strathmore Leos. A draw for both sides. And as it looks like here, could be a very low scoring game. Opportunities really being spanned by both sides. And a win of any nature will help their cause to be in the top 6 in the Kenya Cup playoffs come the end of the season.
And the latest score from the Nairobi Railway Club at halftime, it is Mwamba leading Impala Saracens by 15 points to 11. The latest score from the Kenyatta University KCB, the defending champions, currently sitting second on the log, leading Black Blood by 15 points to 3. And I'm not too sure whether you updated this or not, but at halftime, Cabras leading Nondis by 41 points to 0.
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
41-0. Asena finds Muhati. It goes into contact, holds on to that ball. Second half coming you live from the Nakuru Athletic Club in Nakuru, Central Rift Valley. It's 10-5 in favor of Nakuru.
That is Mohamed Omolo with the distribution to Thomas Okidia, Kenya Simba's trialist. Of course, didn't get to play any matches. That is a former Kenya Sevens international, Leo Odongo, a very experienced man, played his rugby at Kenya Harlequin and Impala Saracens. Thomas Okidia with that carry once again. That was Joseph Amalemba, the former Cabras man. Felix Ouma, as Homeboys just look to build up in terms of possession, in terms of territory. Leonard Mugaisi with that pass to Bob Muhati, but it looked to have caused an infringement. Quickly taken penalty by Mohamed Omolo, the nippy former Impala man, Kenya Simba's international. Homeboys are within striking range of the Nakuru try line. Nakuru defending desperately and in numbers. Remember, they were taken through a scrummaging lesson last weekend by Kenya Harlequin. They have clearly set out to avoid a repeat of last weekend's debacle. This is Felix Ouma again. Does he go over the chalk? Yes, he does. It is a try. Brings Homeboys level 10-10 with the conversion still pending.
Well-deserved try there for Felix Ouma. He's been outstanding for Homeboys in the loose and even in the tight, and he was able to muscle his way over the line there past Philip Kwame and Monata Akwe. So that takes the score now to 10-10 with the conversion to come. Good effort there by Homeboys, and they respond. So it scores now currently stand at 10-10 as Asena now attempts the conversion. It's a game on a knife edge as we enter into the final 20 minutes. Asena's conversion is successful. That takes the score now to 12-10 in favor of Homeboys. Latest score from the Railway Club is that Mwamba are leading Impala by 20 points to 16. The halftime score was 15-11. So a really high scoring match there. And if you ask me, it could go either way. So Martin Mwita with the restart. So Martin Witte with a restart here for Nakuru RFC. Top fry Nakuru, trailing by 2 points. 20 minutes to go. A lot to play for in this game. Here comes Stanley Isogo. Finds Wesonga. Now, what can Homeboys do here? Muhati, good pass there. That finds Muhati again. Oh, it's a brilliant play. They're coming in from Homeboys. Leonardongo trying to muscle his way past the Nakuru defense. And Homeboys have gained so much yards from the kickoff there.
It is still Homeboys keeping the ball alive. That was Muhammad Omolo with a cheeky steal and offload. Felix Ouma has been a battering ram for Homeboys. One of the busybodies in this match. Isogol at scrum half plays that ball to Wallace Onyango. His progress is curtailed, but he does well to present that ball. It was on the floor, but the penalty advantage is with Homeboys. A second yellow card, unnecessary really from Nakuru. Moses Okendo, for all his hard work, just had a moment of madness. And it only takes a moment of madness, William, to undo about 62 minutes of hard work.
And I can also see Lawrence Ishuga in the bin. Don't know what time he was sent off. So Nakuru playing with 2 men in the bin. That means they're playing with 13 players.
And just after we had sung all the praises about Lawrence Ishuga, but we'd probably forgive him for being 18 years old. And this was Moses Okendo finding his way to the sin bin.
So Nakuru down to 13 men. And the advantage will definitely swing in the favor of Homeboys. So it's going to be a penalty attempt here by Ivan Asena to give Homeboys a 5-point lead over Nakuru with 18.5 minutes to go to the end of this encounter. The second of a doubleheader here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. In case you missed it, Menengai Oilers and Strathmore drew 19-19. Asena's kick is unsuccessful, so the score still stands at 12 points to 10.
A 2-point buffer between the two teams heading into the last 17 minutes. Who wants it more? Who's going to win this match? Both sides going through a transition, although you feel Homeboys' transition has come a tad too soon. Last season they were imperious. They actually led the log in qualifying for the Kenya Cup playoffs, but didn't make the final. This season they have struggled, finding themselves outside of the playoff positions as we head to the halfway phase of the league. Nakuru, on the other hand, also just looking to work their way. This man, Stanley Isogo, Kenya under-20 vice captain, has been a handful. That was Bob Muhati, a mid-season signing from the Mount Kenya University Titans in Thika. And the man in pink, a very experienced match official, an urban planner, Constant Cup, awarding the penalty to Homeboys. And what are they going to do for this? We've asked this question time and again. Is it going to be the 3, the 5, or are they going to look for territory?
They actually look for territory there. And the momentum in this game, Kwambo, has really swung once again. After a very promising start to the second half by Nakuru, it's all now Homeboys who are dictating play. And Nakuru being on the wrong end of the referee's calls, getting penalized and down to 13 men. Can Homeboys make it count with a try and stretch their lead? One there by Polakich. And they're going for the pushover, going for the maul, going for the rolling maul here. But it's collapsed and Stanley Sogol goes over the line and it's a try. Homeboys score try number 3. And sustained effort and pressure coming from Homeboys. They get a 3rd try of the afternoon. That takes the score now to 17-10. And the crowd here at the NSC has gone silent. Crowd here at the NSC has gone silent. And that try scored by Stanley Isogol. And with the conversion kick to come for Homeboys, they will stretch their lead to 9 points with 15 minutes remaining. So even Asena, who had earlier missed kickable penalty, now leaving the kicking duties now to Mohamed Omolo, I think.
And Mohamed Omolo usually has a very efficient and effective boot, both for territory and for points. But I'm just praying the commentator's curse does not strike. That ball floats between the sticks, and William Tuguna, commentator's curse did not strike.
Did not strike, yes. So that takes the score now to 19 points to 10. Remember, Homeboys' last visit to Nakuru, they edged a scrappy contest against Menengai Oilers at the Nakuru showground, I think winning, 34-28 or 34-30. It looked like they're employing the same tactics to win that game.
The final 14 minutes of this match are here with us. What it takes for Nakuru is to score 10 points. That would probably come in the form of 2 unconverted tries or a converted try and a penalty, while restricting Homeboys from scoring. Question is, do they have what it takes to claw back and claim that victory? That ball beautifully claimed by Monate Akwe. He seemed to have lost it on the tackle. It bounced forward according to Constant Cap. Advantage Homeboys, William Jigona.
Yeah, the referee's call just not infuriating the Nakuru crowd here. But the referee's decision is final. And it was a knock-on from Nakuru. And clapping by Thomas Okidi and Mesha Kakenga. They are just patting themselves on the back. .5 minutes to go to the end of this game. Homeboys with a 9-point buffer, but this game is not over. A converted try by Nakuru brings them within 2. So to be on the safe side, probably Homeboys may have to score a 4th try or a couple of penalties to kill off the game. Omolo finds Marco Ngayo. Now Israel Soy. Soy finds Leonard Mugaisi, the speedster. What can he do? Gives the ball to Leon Adongo. Adongo has been a battering ram on that left wing, and he's been able to cause chaos. Not this time round. So Lucas Obara with the line out throw for Nakuru. Won there by Homeboys. Thomas, actually Joseph Amalemba. And that ball does actually go out into touch. And it's going to be an advantage to Nakuru. Nakuru up to go for the quick line out, but the referee hasn't given his signal yet. And the referee is actually going to call for a scrum.
We're heading into the final 10 minutes of the match. It is 9 points that separate Homeboys from Nakuru. That was an early lift, and the free kick is awarded to Homeboys. Totally unnecessary from the Nakuru forwards. They just seem to have lost their shape, their rudder. And, you know, heading into the final 10 minutes, as it was last weekend against Queens, just seem to be content with capitulation. William Juguna.
Absolutely, yeah, self-destruction. Because Nakuru started the second half very strongly. And Akenga has gone for the quick tap. Goes on deck, presents it to Omolo. Omolo now finds the try scorer, Felix Ouma. Ouma goes into contact here. I just feel that Homeboys want to finish this game very strongly. Akenga. Got a good pass there from Amalemba. Mohamed Omolo finds Ouma. Ouma now finds Bruce Shiemi. And the ball has been turned over by Nakuru, and it's advantage to Nakuru. What can they do with it? Lots of time on their hands now. They need to play the accurate game here, probably look for territory. Latest score from the Jamhuri Park Showground is that Nondis have been able to get a consolation try, but they trail by 41 points to 5. So advantage swinging back to Nakuru here. It's going to be now through by Lucas Obara. Nakuru need a converted try to come within 2 points of Homeboys as Leon Adongo goes off. What can Nakuru do here? Will it be back-to-back losses? And that Nakuru not really hitting the advantage line here, but the referee gives them an advantage. What can they do here? Here comes man in jersey number 13, Brian Mayaka. Good counter-attacking coming in from Homeboys, but the referee says it was illegal. So they've opted to go for the penalty to take them within 6 points of Homeboys. Shall be updating you on the latest scores from the other Kenya Cup fixtures. So Martin Mwita with this penalty attempt. Crucial penalty to move them within 3 points of Nakuru, of Homeboys, I beg your pardon. And we're left with 7 minutes to go here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. It's been an action-packed day, gala of rugby here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Match day 7. Mwita's kick is successful, and that takes the score now to 19 points to 13. A converted try will win the game for Nakuru as we are into the final 7 minutes of this encounter here. Mwita making no mistake with that penalty attempt. Will the Kenya Cup table change this afternoon? Andrea Aya has come in for Evan Asena. Aya, playing against his former club, came through the Nakuru system here. And a good break here coming in from Crispin Onyango. Can he go all the way? Does he have support? Goes for the kick.
You know, William, when you kick that ball, it becomes a 50-50 possession from once what was 100% possession, but the try has been awarded. Actually, the penalty, William Juguna just got our angles wrong. Quickly taken penalty. This is Monate Akwe. The pop pass to Edwins Makori. That is James Njenga. James Njenga plays it through to Martin Mwita. Beautifully popped pass. Walter Okoth with the try line beckoning for Nakuru.
Was a forward pass. Was a forward pass there, and Homeboys have dodged a bullet. Crispin Onyango with a nice breakaway, put in a grabber kick. Homeboys penalized. Nakuru still have time on their side. They still do have 5 minutes to find a converted try in this game and win this encounter. It's going to be a scramble for Homeboys. And Omolo is able to put that ball out into touch. It's not the best of touches. Just trying to update us on the latest scores from across the Republic. So it's going to be a line-out throw for Nakuru.
It is tapped down by Monate Akwe. That was Don Alwatch with that tap pass. Nakuru just looking to surge forward. 4 minutes to play. Martin Mwita with the delayed pass. That is Walter Okoth. He has been a live wire for Nakuru in this second half.
Nakuru on the attack here, trying to get that converted try to win this game. Donald Alwatch, former Kenya Sevens trialist, finds Edwin Makori. Makori now finds James Njenga, muscled his way there. Donald Alwatch here trying to control proceedings, and the referees said there was a knock on there from Homeboys, so it's going to be advantage to Nakuru. Into the final 3.5 minutes here at the Nakuru Athletic Club, match day 7 of the 2017-2018 Kenya Cup season. Battle between 7th and 8th, a lot at stake in terms of the Kenya Cup playoffs. Can Nakuru finish with a flourish and get a win here against Homeboys? Alwatch finds Martin Mwita. Mwita finds Brian Mayaka. Alwatch finds Makori. Makori carries the ball hard, strong. Turnover there by Homeboys, but was it legal? No, the referee says it was illegal. So, Edwins Makori, what do Nakuru do now? Do they go for territory? Do they go for a penalty? And Thomas Okidia has been sent to the bin. Both sides guilty of indiscipline infringements at the breakdown. Actually, oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. Patrick Oko, Kenya 15's prop. He had come on as a substitute.
And once again in our picture, Felix Olo, Nakuru assistant coach. He is a figure of concern as Nakuru chase this game. They trail by 6 points. That is Collins Onyango just kicking that ball out into touch.
One and a half minutes to go here. Can Homeboys hold on to the slender 6-point lead, or will Nakuru make them pay? So the man there is Patrick Oko, I beg your pardon. Sent to the sin bin. Line out throw on there by Nakuru. Now, they will be looking for a pushover try here. The ball is secured. Donald Oloch trying to control his forwards, get the body positioning right. Can they go over the line?
They do have the forward momentum, and yes, they're over the top. That is the try that brings Nakuru to within a point of Homeboys. Less than 13 seconds to play here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. It is not yet over. It is not yet confirmed, but a crucial intervention there. Let's just see that again. Edwin Makori just running the show, and the Nakuru forwards getting that ball over the chalk. And you could see the excitement there, but that ensuing conversion kick is going to be critical, William Juguna.
Absolutely, very critical, because it goes through, and Nakuru have won this game It doesn't, and Homeboys will leave Nakuru with the 4 points. And Nakuru, remember, who lost last week to Homeboys, who lost last week to Queens 36-21. This, I think, will be the last kick of the game. Last kick of the game. Martin Mwita.
And William, this is a big kick for Martin Mwita, but we've seen him do this before. The question is, does he have that ability? Does he have that mental aptitude to get these 2 points between the sticks? The ball collapses, just adding to the drama here in the final moments of this match. 18-19. Remember, should it go between the sticks, it's going to be Nakuru in the lead by a single point. And depending on the time left on Constant Cap's ticker, well, that kick is short.
The kick is short. And we still have more time to play in this game. Martin Mwita's kick had the distance, just lacked the accuracy.
But obviously that was a pressure kick, and you just feel Martin Mwita should have composed himself. Now, if you're Homeboys, what you do heading into these final moments of play, there is literally no time left on the ticker. What do you do, William Jigona?
Probably you go long and defend and don't give away a penalty. Go long and don't give away a penalty. Here come Nakuru now. One last throw of the dice. Wanatakwe there tackled. Oloch, Makori. Now, can Nakuru get something here?
They are desperately going in search of more points. Remember, any score from Nakuru wins them the game, but they must retain possession. Philip Kwame, he is an experienced campaigner. He's just finding it a bit difficult to go to the floor. He is being manhandled there by the Homeboys forwards. Have they forced the turnover? No, they haven't. Don Alwatch, he is able to retrieve that ball. No, he isn't. Constant Cap looks at his watch and he calls it all over. Homeboys escaping with the 1 point win here in Nakuru. 1918, the full-time score.
Very interesting way to end the game there by Constant Cap. Homeboys, the winners here by 19 points to 18 here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. And the game has ended. What a fascinating contest between these two sides. 19-18, eh? Homeboys win, eh? So Homeboys, the winners here by 19 points to 18. They win this game by 1 point from Nakuru RFC, who suffered a second consecutive defeat, having lost last week to Queens. And Homeboys should be moving up the table. And that those are the highlights from you of this game here between those two sides. Highlights of this game here, as you can see. Penalty attempt there by Martin Mwita.
And these are some of the highlights of this match. That was Lian Adongo. He was a live wire for Homeboys during this encounter. And that was some brilliant interplay there. Bob Muhati seems to be settling well into this Homeboys side. Let's just catch some of the highlights there. Constant Cap has had a hawk eye on the proceedings here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. Stanley Isogol has been big for Homeboys. Kenya under-20 captain. Martin Mwita, that was a crucial kick for Nakuru. And any moment now, we will be taking you pitch side for the post-match interviews as we hear the reactions from both sets of coaches. My name is Michael Kwambo. It has been a pleasure bringing you the rugby action from the Nakuru Athletic Club.
Tola, your thoughts on the game? Very narrow loss for you guys. Your thoughts on the game? What went right? What went wrong for you guys?
Well, first, just a very tough love for Nakuru. I thought we played better.
Okay, Micho Chola, a very tough game, very interesting game, a 1-point loss for you guys. Your thoughts on the game? What worked for you guys? What did not work for you guys?
Well, after dropping last weekend against Harlequins, I think what we came set out to do is improve on the set piece and basically improve on the defense. Ticked a few boxes which we are very happy with. But at the end of the day, I think Homeboys came to play and they took it. Probably things that we definitely want to improve on is ball security for today, because I thought we were a bit careless with the ball. And the thing that I believe we did well was put pressure and put in some points. Very tight finish, but I'm happy with the result so far.
Okay. What now do you take from this game into your next game? By the way, what areas do you improve on going into the next fixture?
Well, for us, I think it's just a thing about psychological barrier that we have to be able to break, because I think if you take the opportunities that we do and build on what we want to achieve in terms of defense, then I think we improve our chances of winning games.
How would you rate your scrum of Sugar? I mean, a very young game, being thrust into a very big game. How did he play according to you?
Well, apart from the yellow card which he got, I believe he played extremely well. We're trusting our youth to come through, and I believe he played his role really well, and I think we're happy with what we saw.
Thank you very much, Mitch. All the best. Welcome. Thank you. Coming up next is definitely the winning coach, Simon Odongo from Homeboys. Homeboys, of course, winning this game by 19 points to 18 against all odds. It was a very nervy finish for Homeboys. Let's hear what Simon Odongo has to say about this game. Simon?
Yes.
Job well done. Narrow victory for you guys. Your thoughts on the game?
We did what we came here to do. Basically pick the points. We are just one point short. But this stage of the competition, we don't blame anyone. We don't blame anything. And Nakuru equally a very good opponent. And I think they came out and played good rugby today.
What worked for you guys today, by the way? Because at some point the game was ebbing between Nakuru Homeboys. What worked for you guys today?
I think our set pieces, we went back and worked on our set pieces. Like you see, our liners and scrums are better now. And we've come up, we're trying to bring up a new breed of players, mostly the young players, the under-20s, that to fill up the shoes of the experienced guys. When they're on national duty, they just step up to the occasion.
You do have momentum. You won last week against Black Blood. You've won today. How high do you think you guys can finish up in the table in the league?
God willing, our target is to go the whole season unbeaten. So basically, that means we have to pick all the points we have on the road, and also play the playoffs and semis and the finals, and come up with victorious. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Simon. Well done. All the best. All right, so that's match day 7 done and dusted here at the Nakuru Athletic Club. First game between Menengai Oilers and Strathmore ended in a 19-19 draw. And then this game between the two heavyweights, Homeboys and Nakuru, has ended in favor of Homeboys by 1 point, 19 points to 18. A very close contest, a very tough game to call, but a win for Homeboys, which takes them up to, I think, 6th or 5th in the standings, and points also gained also by Menengai Oilers and Strathmore. So from all of us here at the Nakuru Athletic Club It's enjoy your weekend. We shall see you next weekend for match day 8 of the 2018-2019 Kenya Cup season.